Good evening, friendos. Welcome on in to our 11th session of RLPD. The Watch, Rolands Landing Polis Defence. These guys over here being just the best town watchmen they can be.
Yeah, we are.
Solving crimes, cracking skulls.
Like that. How's it going, everyone?
How are you guys in chat?
Solving crimes through murder.
People can't commit crimes if they're dead.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Just preventing future crimes.
Insane. Welcome on in, Curve. Thank you for the sub. 25 months. That's a good old chunk of time. Thank you very much. Any bunnies, carts nearby? I'm hungry. There, look, midnight snack.
Yeah, does she make a passage through the sewers?
She just rocks up and it's like,
That's where she dumps all the
Anything off the trolley,
expired, expired goods. So, how are you guys? How have you been since our last session, everybody?
yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I mean, you guys know honestly how I've been, but I've been good.
Poor old Reese.
But everyone else have been good.
I mean, we did get a rundown of your bathroom activities last night. So,
Bro, I
tuned in at that moment and was looking, and Rick's like, I gotta go poop. And I'm like, classic. I was like, he's gonna end stream here, because who knows how long it's gonna be. He's like, I'll be 10 minutes. I'm like, Willie, you know.
Dude, I finished stream and then I'm like, that was a good stream. Oh, gotta go poop. Like, it was like, oh man, I couldn't stop.
I was coming home and I was like, what do I want for dinner tonight? Like, I usually grab something so that I don't have to cook before stream. And I was gonna go KFC, because did somebody say KFC? But I thought, you know what? I haven't had Red Rooster in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
So I went and got Reddies, and I don't know, man. I think they're getting worse.
Oh,
well, I don't know,
sacrilege.
since
How
I
could
last
you?
got 'em.
I
I don't know,
honestly
man.
thought you were gonna like reveal us with like being like, this is gonna be so good. I haven't had Reddies in so long, and they've really upped their game. But instead, you were just like,
Look,
nah, the opposite.
I'll tell you what. Their chippies are amazing as ever. Reddies do some of the best chippies in the game, right? But they've changed the strips. They've changed the tendies that they use in the Ripper subs. Either that, or like they run out of the normal tendies and given me like
The backup tendies.
substitute. Yeah, the backup tendies. Like they chopped the chicken fillet in half or something. I don't know. Just wasn't there.
That's
there we go.
really
It
disappointing.
says they changed about 6 months back. Very disappointing. Because a Ripper roll's a banger, but the tendies were what made it. The other thing is that this is a little bit longer than 6 months ago, but they changed their logo. And I don't know why they have a penguin for a logo now. But that is definitely a penguin, right? Like, there's no way that's a chicken in the negative space there between the R's. That's a penguin.
I mean, it could be an owl.
Or an owl. It's not poultry.
It looks like a chicken.
What do you?
It looks like a
penguin
really
and an
basic
owl, both poultry.
I mean,
They're all birds.
Yeah, they're all birds. Isn't poultry like a certain
a
class of
poultry
bird?
is a kind of bird. It's like saying that all fish are the same, even sharks.
Poultry can be defined as domesticated fowls, including chickens, turkeys, geese, ducks, raised. So I guess it's just birds
I didn't
that are
hear
raised to be eaten.
penguins there, sir. I didn't hear owls in there.
Does humanity ever farm
Mate.
owls ever? I don't think so. Also, yeah, like
Owl eggs
I'm looking
taste
at the logo here now, and because you've said penguin, I see penguin, but otherwise I would have just seen 2 R's, and that's it.
I see a penguin riding a
Like,
snowboard.
it's obvious they're trying to do something in the negative space
Totally.
there, but to me, that is definitely a penguin. So anyway, hopefully it doesn't have quite the gastric impact as KFC. That's what I was going for anyway.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see.
Those
Very true.
now that you've mentioned KFC, I'm like really hankering KFC. I have it like once every 6 months, and then it's always horrible.
Yeah.
And then I'm like 6 months will pass, and then I'll be like, oh, I haven't had KFC for a while.
Yeah.
And I eat it
Always
again,
go
and
back
then
to
I'm
the
like,
dirty bed.
Why did I do
And
that?
then you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
and
that's
plus
why
you
I
have to
haven't
leave
had KFC
the
in a
stream midway through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, I'm not allowed to have breaks?
Very heavy.
Santa
kind of
Claus can't
food.
get no breaks?
Look, man, we have one break, and I don't know if it's long enough for that. Like, it's, you know, we're on a tight schedule here, right? Not
Yeah. I had
Santa Claus
McDonald's,
doesn't give any breaks.
the other day I had McDonald's 2 meals in a row, and then the subsequent morning I had McDonald's for breakfast.
Oh,
And
no.
let me tell you, I regretted it very heavily.
Dude, the worst thing about McDonald's is like it's the only place that's open 24/7.
Dude.
So it's like when you're like I'm really hungry and I really want some food, and it's like after 10 o'clock at night and KFC and anyone else is closed, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, my choice is McDonald's. That's all I've got.
I don't know about you guys. The HJ's around the corner for me is 24/7.
Yeah, HJs are trying to sort of up the game. They're the only hot contenders in the McDonald's playground.
Well, I mean, they're constantly like, look at our Jack's Cafe. And I'm like, it's not gonna, stop trying to make it stick. It's not gonna happen.
You know
I
what
noticed that a
would-
lot. Sorry, you go ahead, Reese.
I was gonna say, I really wish, and I know they exist because I know I've been to friends' places in WA where it's a thing. I really wish near my place we had like a 24-hour like Chinese restaurant, or like
Ooh,
you
yeah.
know like
Yeah.
just an Asian takeaway, something different, right?
Yeah.
Because one of my mates, most of you know him, Eduardo. I used to do lands at his place, and he lived 5 minutes from a 24-hour takeaway place,
Ooh.
like Chinese place, and it'd be 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, oh, I think I can drive, and then you would just be like, let's pop down to the local Chinese place, and then you just come back with way too much food, and it all
Yeah.
tastes different, and it's fresh, and it's not greasy.
Yeah.
You know?
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Dude,
Mate,
Chinese
I'm immediately
food
onto the
is
trip
amazing.
advisor to find this place.
You
Get
know what?
tracked
Fuck
down.
it, guys. Turn off the stream. I'm going to go get Chinese food.
Yeah.
Let's all just go get Chinese right now.
Yeah.
I've just had a bag of Reddies, but screw it. Let's get some Chinese. It's my favorite. I think
I
think
do
Chinese
need
is
to
my
figure
favorite
out.
like takeaway.
I do need to figure out what I'm doing for dinner because Tom's out tonight till the wee hours of the morn. And I'm
Well,
like,
Go
Sorry.
get Chinese from Reese's house.
well, maybe not Reese's house. There's a Chinese place near me that does excellent blocks of soup, just phenomenal.
Why not near my house, Beck? Huh?
Yeah.
Am I too far away for you? Huh?
Yeah, she might
I
get
mean-
beat up by an 8-year-old.
Boy, that old man had it coming.
Too soon.
That's
Jesus
No.
Christ.
that's horrible.
I
That's
mean,
horrible.
I think he's all right now. I think he's doing all right.
Straya.
Fucking
Just
Straya.
I
Anyway.
mean, since we're on this, I was gonna say,
No,
since
go
we're
on,
on
babe.
this now. My favorite thing on Facebook, because there's not a lot enriching my Facebook feed at the moment, but I follow WA Police, and
I'm sorry,
if you
did the
look-
meme apocalypse not like entertain you the other day?
No, we'll,
I
we'll,
didn't
we'll
get
circle
it.
back to that. We'll
I
circle
didn't
back
get,
to that in a
I
minute.
didn't get meme apocalypse, all right?
I
So
guess.
anyway, you look through the WA Police's like, here's who we're looking for this week. If you guys have any info, please let us know. But instead of just being like, you know, hashtag don't do crime, they literally nickname the things. So it's like, I'm trying to think of one, but like there was one in this really daggy lady in overalls that apparently like loaded up a shopping trolley full of stuff, left without attempting to pay for it, and they were just like, the hashtag was like overall stealing or something like that.
Right.
It's usually a lot better. I just don't have a very good memory right now. I'll find one. But
Yeah.
basically, like they go through and they nickname the crimes, unless it's a really serious one, in which case they don't.
Right.
But if it's something silly, they're like, we're nicknaming this shit.
Yeah, you gotta make it go viral so that
Yeah.
they get more views on
Yeah.
it.
They get a lot of laugh reacts on these posts, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I found it. So it was overall stealing. Hang on. What's the other one? Low act for high tech. And it was two guys
Oh,
that walked in and
God.
stole a MacBook off of display in a store. Carry bag snag. Bag bandit. Bag grab.
I like how
Now
it's like
this one's
low crime for high tech. Man murdered brutally. And then the bag grabber.
so they've got one here. It's a guy in an ACDC shirt. It's all CCTV footage, so it's called #ACDCCCTV.
Oh god.
Just-
Where is his hashtag? Oh yeah. Hashtag ACDCCTV.
Whoever's in charge of running this page, they've got the best job in the world.
Bag grab.
A millennial,
Bag
that's who.
bandit.
Yeah.
Carry bag snag.
Jeez.
Bro, you know it's someone like our age, and that's all they do. It's just like,
Yeah, they just shit post on the
Like,
WA
it was-
police
it was-
website.
Like
Get-
3 years ago,
get Chris in. We got some more tags he needs to fill out.
3 years ago, they got Chris in to just fill in, and Chris was like, you know what? I'm gonna snazz these up. Hopefully someone will see this hashtag and they'll say to themselves, you know what? I saw this motherfucker in their stupid hat. I saw them.
Yeah.
Oh. Beck,
know
did
what
you
I'm
say
gonna
the one that was like tap and go to court?
Yeah. I stopped on
God.
that one because I was worried I was boring people, but tap and go to court because he
So good.
stole someone's card.
That is
Gosh,
actually hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like
You
people
gotta
aren't,
appeal to the millennial. You gotta
Yeah.
appeal to the Zoomers.
people aren't
nowadays.
sharing our wanted pictures. What do? Just make
Yeah.
them memes and then people will share them for meme value.
Yeah, it's good.
Bro,
then
the
someone will go,
criminals will
"Hang on a
share
second,
them.
that's my
Look, I'm
dad."
a meme, right? Like,
Yeah.
just be like, I made it, guys.
Yeah, 100%. It's like the old wall of shame outside like the IGAs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the next evolution.
You know, apparently they're not supposed to do that. Like, they're not supposed to have, like, the wall of shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it
Well,
inside
because
them or
it's
something?
like, they haven't officially
Then
been
prove.
charged with the crime.
Right.
So you're really just putting up someone's photo without their permission.
Dude, you know what would be a really funny prank? Is just putting someone's photo on one of those walls. Like, thumbtacks are really cheap. You just walk around to, like, every shop with a hall of shame within, like, a 5-mile radius of Lachlan's house. Hitting pictures of Lachlan.
Just put his picture up.
So the next time he
Jesus.
walks into Kmart, he goes, wait a second.
Bro, it's
And
not
then if he
even that.
rips
You
it
walk
down,
up-
it looks even more suspicious.
You go up to like some 22-year-old that works there, and you're like, "Hey, can you, as like a fun prank for our friend, can we like put this up on the wall of shame?" Because they'd be like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude," and just stick it up, right? Like,
It's a good idea.
Jesus.
Don't do that. Funny though.
Yeah. Don't.
Funny, don't do that.
We have to tell the folks at home that this is a very, very bad idea and don't do it.
but what's gonna happen though?
But man, it would be pretty funny.
Like, someone will look at it and be like, "You're on the wall of shame. What'd you do?" I don't know. Like,
Yes, I
no one's
know.
gonna know what he did.
Stole Legos.
Actually,
It's like, have you guys seen Nathan For You?
No.
Okay,
It
one
rings
of-
a
one
bell.
of-
I couldn't tell you why.
One of the best TV shows. So it's like a parody of like those help business shows, right? And he gets brought in to help market this this movie theater, and they're losing money. And he's like, "Well, what we'll do is we'll take photos of people. Like, we'll make a rule that you can't share your snacks when you're in the theater, so they have to buy twice as many snacks. And whenever they take the photo, like whenever they share snacks, we'll take photos." And then we'll put them up on the board of shame. And it's the board of shame's listed snack sharers and public masturbators. And they're just like
Oh.
and they're like interviewing the people afterwards, and they're like, "You shared your snacks, we're gonna put you up on the board." And they're like, we don't consent to that." "Well, you're a snack sharer." "Yeah, but we're not public masturbators." "Yeah, no, but you shared snacks." The board's snack sharers
Association.
public masturbation.
That is funny.
It's so good, dude. It's
that
so
sounds
good.
That sounds like a banger.
I was gonna say
So-
something. All right, I was gonna interrupt you guys with a moral question. One of my
the trolley
coworkers.
problem.
No, one of my coworkers shared this story with me because he thought it was hilarious. We've all seen the photo of a hamster sleeping on his own testicles, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's fine. So he showed me this 3 days late, and I was very clear to tell him that he was way too late for that one. However, what he also decided to tell me is that he was at a party once in which one of the people there got so blackout drunk that the next morning she woke up, she had no idea what had happened the night before. They knew this was going to happen, so they set up. The important setup for this story is that at this particular house party, there were hamsters, or guinea pigs, that lived there. So the party goers, after witnessing this lady in her completely plastered state, decided, we know what we'll do. We'll set up a little mini grave outside. Little fake grave outside.
What? Like to pretend that the guinea pig
That she
died.
killed the household guinea pig or hamster or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh no.
Like, they eventually told her, and I was just like, nah, man. In every scenario, that's just cruel.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
That's not a funny prank, in my opinion. That's
Because it's
kind
like,
of morbid.
you know, you've woken up from a very nice, safe house party. You've got a raging hangover, but you know what? You survived the night. You don't remember anything from last night? No, not at all. Oh, you should probably go and apologize to the kids then. What?
That's awful.
I think
Yeah.
the morality there depends entirely on how long they
I
keep
did try-
the bit
I
up
did-
for, right?
I
So-
did try
Yeah.
and gauge how long that she had been strung along for, and I couldn't get a good answer. It was like, we
My-
told her eventually.
My
Okay.
question is, right, so this was pre-planned. So they knew that
They
she
knew
was
the
going to
night
get
before.
blackout drunk.
Well, they knew the night before when she was blackout drunk.
Okay,
it was
alright, that
probably-
changes it, right? Because I'm like, if you are going out drinking blackout drunk every night and people can pinpoint, we're having a party this weekend. Oh, shit,
There's a different issue at
blackout
play.
drunk. There's a whole different issue, and I think while sick, probably really funny. But the if they
No,
were
like-
just like, if this was something that they came up with as she got blackout drunk, then I'd be like, that's a bit over the line. Right?
I think-
If it's
I think-
like, this is a prank to get her back because she always gets blackout drunk and throws up in my bed, right? Then I'd be like, huh, the fucking hamsters are dead. But like,
I think that's funny for as long as it takes you to walk them to the grave and show off your little diorama, and then be like, "No, just fucking with you. It's still in the tank or whatever, right?" Or if you set this up but leave the hamster in its enclosure so that
Yep.
2 seconds of investigation proves that it's fake. I think that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you string someone along for a week thinking they killed your hamster, that's not funny. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, maybe you can call me, like, I don't know, a square, but I was recently on a YouTube binge of the Just for Laughs Gags YouTube channel, and, like, the one thing I gotta say is that, like, I've come around on pranks. I think, like, now that if you can do a prank that leaves everybody laughing at the end, then it's a good prank, but otherwise, I don't know, it's dubious for me, like... Waking up and being like, your hamster died is, I don't know, like, that's just kind of cruel, isn't it? Even if it is, like, if 2 seconds after that you're like, I gotcha. It's like, couldn't you think of anything better to do as a prank than
I think
to
it depends
pretend
on
that
the,
someone's pet died?
That's
I think it
kind of
depends on the
where I
temperament
land
of the
on it,
person,
because I
too.
think the other idea was that the person they were tricking as well wasn't actually her hamsters. So she while she was blackout drunk, killed a family's, not her own's, family pet.
Yeah, right.
I'm like-
you would just like put
Well,
like
this-
unnecessary guilt on that person. Like, suppose you made someone wake up and I don't know, like put like a silly hat on them and then took a picture of them in that hat and photoshopped it at the workplace and be like, oh, look what you did at the work. You went and shook your boss's hand with a silly hat on. Ha ha ha. Like, that doesn't like impress upon someone for the rest of their life. That's not like a jump scare or like guilt trip or something.
We drew a mustache on you while you were blacked out.
Yeah, like that's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
You just draw on them when they black out. You drank so much you blacked out. That's on you. So we just drew like dicks on you. Like,
Shoes on,
That's
shoes
a
on,
classic
fair
prank
game.
though, right? Like there's a
classic prank.
classic prank for shoes on, fair game. Yeah. It's like everyone is aware of that as being like the line, whereas there is definitely some prank YouTubers and stuff like that where you're just like, it's not funny. And
That just reminds me
definitely
of
crossed the line.
that Scottish girl that wakes up with drawing on her face and she's like, it's not funny, I got school. I've got school. It's not funny.
Oh, that's mean. You know, someone has work the next day or school and you draw on their face. You're
If
the
someone has work or school the next day and they've chosen to get blackout drunk,
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
that's on them. I will die on that hill.
To me,
There
that
is
doesn't
layers
sit
to
well.
this.
Look, maybe I am a square, but that just doesn't sit well with me. I'm like harmless pranks where like when you reveal it, it makes everyone laugh. Like that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But like drawing a dick on someone's face and watching them have to go and explain it to their boss.
Okay,
Like,
what about curly mustache instead?
See, I'm just laughing.
like even then, like, okay, sure, it's not a profanity, like it's a mustache or it's glasses or something, but like even then, that like to me, that's like you kind of doing something against someone's will while they're unconscious. That's like doesn't really sit well with me at all.
To get away from the
that's
moral
fair.
discussion and circle back to what we were saying about Facebook before, did you guys see the meme apocalypse?
Oh.
Because it was amazing.
So good. For
It's
an
the best
entire
Facebook has
half
been
an hour.
in years. Chat, did you guys see the meme apocalypse on Facebook? From what I can gather, what happened was, for some reason, some bug happened, and it allowed people to post directly onto Facebook pages, like the pages of celebrities and public figures and things that normally you can only follow and not like directly interact with. So for some reason, it broke, and you could post directly to like Rihanna or Kanye West or Green Day or whoever,
The Rock.
right? The Rock or Linus Tech Tips or whoever, right? And not only could you now post directly to these pages, but it prioritized those posts to public pages above everything else in everybody's feed. So if you followed any page, every single public post to that person's page got top priority on your Facebook feed.
Oh.
And as soon as people worked this out, it was unbridled chaos as people posted memes, paragraph-long like copy-pasters to all these pages. I opened my Facebook page and it was just like Gorillaz, Green Day, Linus Tech Tips, all these pages, and it was just the most ridiculous memes, and like it was
man.
immediately devolving into like deep-fried like meta memes.
But it was happening
Absolutely
everywhere, so-
amazing.
So you'd be following one page, and then a meme would go from that page to the next page.
Yeah.
And then because those people liked similar things, because they have similar likes and dislikes to what you have, you could see the memes like transcend from page to page. You weren't even sure
Yeah.
which page you were looking at this point, because the memes had just evolved in such a way so rapidly, because everyone had to be on the top of their game so that they could get their content to the front before Facebook shut it down. And I think at that point, America would have been asleep, because it was like late afternoon Australian time.
Yeah, it was like 2 p.m. or
was just-
something.
Mods
was
asleep post memes.
Super
Pretty much. It was like
actually hilarious.
Zuckerberg's
I'd like-
asleep, destroy Facebook.
It was
As
really
long as
good.
you have a goal.
Oh,
I think
it was.
I would call it like the turkey sandwich event, where like there
Yeah.
was this turkey sandwich that was going around, where it's like, get this to your celebrity's front page.
Yeah, post this
Can
turkey
we
sandwich
share
with
this?
another celebrity.
Takes you back to the unbridled days before Web 2.0, where
Oh man.
nothing was like corporately cultivated. It was just like, I don't know, the Wild West.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like. Like for those 30 minutes, it felt like I was back in 2005. It was amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Back
what
in the good
Facebook
old days.
was.
It felt like I was young again, looking at memes and only memes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute madness.
To be honest, like if that was what Facebook was, I would use Facebook a whole lot more. But currently, literally all it is just like sponsored post, advertising, corporate shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like it's
And
not good.
the WA police coming up.
Yes, and there's a few diamonds among the rough there.
Yeah.
I should maybe like that page.
Go to court.
Absolutely beautiful. All right, what we're going to do, because I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember that you guys leveled up at the end of last session.
Woo!
So what we're going to do is we are going to jump over to the table so you guys can roll things like health and such, and we're going to go through what you guys are doing for your level 3.
Alright, I gotta figure out what my hit die was again. I think it's a D10.
So we'll do the actual recap once we've worked out what you guys are doing for your level ups. Have you guys looked much into your level 3 changes?
Yeah.
Stuff.
Looked for
I did,
10
and
seconds.
I realized that
I'm all
I
good.
remember why I hate spellcasters.
That's too complicated.
It's just so much reading. You'd be like, what is a good spell? And I forgot that we had leveled up. So you've been like, hey, guess what, we're leveling up. And I was like, I didn't do any prior
You
reading.
fool.
Boo. But then I looked at the list and I was like, oh, okay. This doesn't seem too bad. I'm a life domain, which says that I get lesser restoration and spiritual weapon for my level 3 spells. But I can pick anything from the cleric list as far as I'm aware in the second level slot.
Yep.
You just have those prepared as well.
Oh, okay. Those are the
Yeah.
ones I prepared as well? All right,
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. So those spells in your life domain are always
Are just
prepared
always
for
prepared.
you, and then you pick other ones.
Nice. That's really handy because I was like looking at my spells. I'm like, lesser restoration. Done. Give me
I
that.
mean, it's a banger. It's a banger spell.
It's classic.
So, Gabriel, Chris, I know your level up is probably the most straightforward, being
Indeed.
a non-caster. What does Gabriel gain coming to level 3?
Well, Gabriel gains some hit dice, which I'll be rolling because I'm not a little bitch. And I've forgotten what it's called, Martial Archetype. At 3rd level, you can choose an archetype from among Champion, Battlemaster, Eldritch Knight. I'll just be choosing Champion because keep it simple. And what that does is it gives me improved critical at 3rd level, which means I can crit on my weapons with a roll of a 19 or a 20 instead of just a 20. So I'm twice as good at double damage.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, do you want to roll your hit die now, Gabriel?
Oh, I do really want to do that. Hit die is D10 plus my con, and my con modifier is 2, so plus 2 to roll.
Drum roll.
Oh! Brother. That is a
Nice.
strong 12 extra hit points for
Maximum.
me. Let's
Chris
go.
is the new
Oh,
tank. Let's
you're
go.
stressing me out, man. I'm gonna have to roll mine.
Oh,
and
yeah.
go.
Klaus is gonna get a
Like,
1.
it works every time.
So
I'm
what does that put you up to, Chris?
I am on 32 total hit points.
Yo!
Nice.
3rd level.
Nice.
I'm not even
in
a
you go,
fighter,
sir.
I'm an archer.
In you go.
You know what?
I
I'm just excited to be able to hit you guys without being worried I'm going to one-shot you. Because
Yeah, true.
after the last 2 combats, I've been really nervous. I'm like, shit, if I attack them, they might die.
Clarify something, because obviously I'm looking at my hit points and what happens when they go up. It says, 1 hit dice, or the bitch out number, plus your, like for me as a rogue, it says constitution modifier per rogue level after 1st. So what's your
Awesome.
constitution modifier, Chris?
2.
So would it not be an extra 4 on top of the 10 you've just rolled?
Is that...
Anyway,
Because it's whatever your modifier is. So as you level up, you'll end up increasing your con if you put points into a con. So your modifier will go up. So therefore you'll get more points if you put more points into con.
So then why
at
is the
certain
wording
levels-
why is the wording then plus your constitution modifier per rogue level after 1st?
Is
Well,
that per level that you're
is
like
that-
you're gaining a level, so you're gaining that modifier?
Yeah, as in, by your constitution modifier per rogue level. So every time you level up, you get your Constitution modifier, right?
Yeah. I don't think you get I don't think it's exponential.
Oh.
Yeah,
Damn.
no, I've never played like that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I have
I wonder-
either. I'm just reading it now, and I'm like, it says per rogue level.
I think that
Maybe
just
that's
means
like a
that.
rogue. Is that a rogue thing?
Mm-hmm.
Do you just become like healthier just because?
I mean, that would be nice.
I mean, it would. I don't. That
I
sounds.
guess so.
I
yeah.
don't think though.
That
I don't
sounds
think
fundamentally wrong to me. But.
that's it, though. Okay.
So each time you gain a level, you gain one additional hit die roll. Hit die. Roll that hit die, add your Constitution modifier to the roll, and add the total, minimum of 1, to your hit point maximum. Alternatively, you can take the fixed value.
I think you mean bitch value, but
Exactly.
all right.
All right, who's next?
I mean, I know how I'm gonna level up, so I'm happy to go next.
Okay.
If y'all need a smidge more time.
I've decided.
I mean, I don't have to roll and then pick spells.
Yeah, so basically, I
at
think
a
it's
later
phrased like that, Beck, because if your Constitution modifier later changes, it'll apply the new bonus for every level you had so far. So if your Constitution bonus is currently +2, and then you go to a +3, you get that additional hit point for each level previously, right? So in that sense, that number is fluid for all of your rogue
So
levels.
it's just keeping the number fluid.
Yeah. So you're not adding your con modifier ×3 now, or ×2.
Mm-hmm.
You're only adding it once more. But you've already got that. You've got that modifier for each rogue level.
See, maybe I'm just salty because I don't have a Constitution modifier.
Well, then what does it matter, Rosie?
Well, that's your own fucking
0
problem.
× 3 is 0.
Maybe
That
I
sounds
was just
like
trying
a
to
you
help.
problem,
Maybe
Rosie.
I was just trying to help out my team.
Why are we getting into the weeds for something that doesn't matter?
Because I asked a question. Jesus Christ. Like, I was happy to
just
move
have-
on, and y'all
Can I
dragged
just
me
have
back.
double hit points? Is that what? Can I have? Can I go to 44 hit points, please?
That's funny.
Gotti.
Alright.
Alright, who wants to roll for their hit points next?
I
I
will.
mean, yeah, Reese.
Yeah,
Let's save
alright.
save Lachlan for last, because I want the suspense.
Alright, D10 plus 2. Let's go, baby.
Oh no!
Yes!
No!
Deuces! Alright, up
Oh.
to 25.
Can I give Hadric some of my hit points?
No, you're the tank now.
I guess
You
so.
have to take on this new responsibility.
Yep.
So you're at a total of 25 now, are you, Hadrian?
Yeah, I'm at a total of 25 hit points.
Some get
Chris,
it all.
I need you
and-
to be the front line.
The tank
I'm the
becomes
fucking
the...
archer. I'm the
squishy.
least equipped to be on the front line.
So, what was your con modifier?
Plus 2.
So you got like 3 additional hit points.
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe Hadric can have it multiplied per level, just to give him a little leg up.
Alright,
Sorry,
Becky. Becky, you ready to roll yours?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm waiting to get negative points, honestly. That's how I feel this is gonna go.
I mean, it's minimum
Take-
1. You're alright.
Nah.
Hey!
pretty good.
Bravo.
7 plus 0
You 7.
is 7.
Well
Hey,
done.
look, that's still better than Hadric's roll.
It's better than twice what Hadric got.
Yeah, now I'm on 18.
Nice.
It's not bad for a rogue.
I'm a
Alright.
little less squeezed.
See, the thing is, I'm hard to hit them. So, like, that's the trade-off.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I am terrible at rolling con. No time have I ever rolled my hit dice well, and I normally take bitch points in like other campaigns because I am so abysmal at rolling my
Yeah, but
level up.
you've got to roll for
Also,
entertainment.
are you gonna take bitch points this time? That's the question.
No, well, obviously I gotta roll. That's how it
Yeah,
is.
you
I
gotta roll.
That's why,
Everyone
that's why
else
I'm only
rolled,
on
like-
that's why I'm only on like 13 hit points. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm on
Yeah,
13
yeah.
max hit
Peer
points at the
pressure,
moment.
peer
Look,
pressure.
you've only
Time for biscuit for the
failed.
biscuit.
You've only failed 1 roll so far. All right. You've gotten one.
to make
You've
that
only
two,
rolled
baby.
once.
Lachlan,
I've only
I
rolled
rolled
once.
a 1, and I'm happy with it. So, like,
Yeah, I mean,
Look, Reese has
Here we go.
used the bad luck juice. There we go.
There you
5.
go.
Hey!
You got
There
me
you go.
points
Nice.
anyway.
Above average.
7. Excellent. 5 on the die.
Nice.
7 hit
There we
points.
go.
I'm up to 20, boys and girls.
So let's, just so we know where we're at, let's
Indeed.
sound off one at a time. Gabriel, what are your total hit points now?
32.
Hadric,
Alright.
25.
Klaus,
20.
and Rosie.
18.
Nice.
Kai's jotting this
Nice.
down so he knows how hard to make our next encounter.
I need to make sure that I have enemies that can deal like 32
Yeah.
damage in a single swing.
Eh.
Cool. All right, so Gabriel's done his hit points and gained his crit benefit. So I think that's basically all there is to do for Gabriel at this point, unless there's something I'm missing, Chris.
I'm pretty certain that's it.
Cool beans. All right. Who wants to look at their stat or look at their upgrades next?
I can go.
Reese had an idea of what he was doing, I think.
Yep. Alright, so at 3rd level, Paladin gains Divine Health. The divine magic flowing through you makes you immune to disease. I can no longer get sick, lads.
Hey.
Anything that clerics can do,
Well-
paladins can do better.
Or just as
That
good.
is handy since you're still in the sewers.
Just can't get scratched by like rats and then I'm diseased.
Oh man,
Oh,
dude,
no.
that is hands down the paladin's best ability is to be immune from diseases and curses and shit.
And fear
Because,
effects.
like- Just
Yep.
it's just like the amount of times people have been touched by something that's like, oh, you're de-leveling now. It's just like, I'm a paladin.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? You all
Yeah.
got you all guys got lycanthropy? Ha.
high level Pathfinder
Yeah.
is very much like deals negative energy damage. Deals negative energy damage. Like,
Yeah. Take a negative level.
yeah.
Oh.
1d4
Do you like
negative
math?
levels.
So another thing that I get is I get to pick my sacred oath.
You wanna come back in?
And I chose the Oath of Glory,
Or bloody oath.
which comes from the mythic Odysseys of Theros or Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Take your pick. So the Tenets of Glory, the Tenets of the Oath of Glory drive a paladin to attempt heroics that might one day shine in legend. Actions over words. Strive to be known by glorious deeds, not words. Challenges are but tests. Face hardships with courage and encourage your allies to face them with you.
Hell
Hone
yeah.
the body. Like a raw stone, your body must be worked so its potential can be realized.
Sounds wicked, actually.
Hadric just sounds like a gym bro now, right?
Yeah, yeah. And,
yeah, right.
and discipline the soul. You must marshal the discipline to overcome failings within yourself that threaten to dim the glory of you and your friends.
Aww.
So I gained some oath spells. So at 3rd level, I can cast Guiding Bolt and Heroism as well. So just making
Isn't that Lockie's one-trick pony?
Lachlan hey, Lachlan, you got hit points, alright? Shut up, I needed something.
Hey, I rolled minimum hit points my last one. I got
Yeah.
3 my last roll.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I rolled maximum or close to maximum for my last one, so it's fine. So swings and roundabouts, right? And I also gain Channel Divinity. And I can do 2 things with my Channel Divinity. I can either do Peerless Athlete. As a bonus action, you can use your Channel Divinity to augment your athleticism. For the next 10 minutes, you have advantage on strength, athletics, and dexterity acrobatics checks. You can push, carry, drag, and lift twice as much weight as normal. And the distance of your long and high jumps are increased by 10 feet.
That's
Why don't we have
Wow.
a fighter in our party?
increased by 10. That's wild.
The
10-foot
paladin
high
is-
jump.
Yeah,
What
bro,
the
the
fuck?
paladin is the Swiss Army knife of parties. And then I also have Inspiring Smite. Immediately after you deal damage to a creature with your Divine Smite feature, you can use your Channel Divinity as a bonus action to distribute temporary hit points to creatures of your choice within 30 feet of you, which can include you. The total number of temporary hit points equals 2d8 plus your level in this class divided among the chosen creatures however you like. So 2d8 plus 3 I can spread out between me and whatever creatures I want to heal. Yeah,
I know
that's
what I'm
it.
playing next campaign.
That's it. And then I get an extra 5 lay on hands points. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Couldn't get enough lay on hands, so that's
I
always
needed
handy.
more.
He just can't get enough.
Just can't get enough.
You just can't get enough.
When it comes to hitting the
Who's
party,
next?
the cleric just won't
Beck
do
Lachlan,
it.
who's ready for their level up?
I can go.
yeah?
Mine's gonna be quick. So.
Go on, Rosie.
Fair enough. Go for it.
As a rogue at 3rd level, my proficiency bonus remains at a +2. However, my sneak attack, instead of being 1d6, becomes 2d6.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
2 daggers.
plus I can also claim a roguish archetype and steady aim. Apparently it's optional, but I believe what it does is it adds a action to my cunning action special ability. Because basically with steady aim as an optional, at 3rd level as a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on your next attack roll on the current turn. You can use this bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn, and after you use the bonus action, your speed is 0 until the end of your current turn. So,
Cool.
yes.
Nice.
And then the archetype I've chosen is from Xanathar's Guide to Everything. If it's from something else, I do not know. But it's called the Mastermind. So when you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you gain proficiency with the Disguise Kit, the Forgery Kit, and 1 gaming set of your choice. You
Nice.
also learn 2 languages of your choice. Additionally, you can unerringly mimic the speech patterns and accent of a creature that you hear for at least 1 minute, enabling you to pass yourself off as a native speaker of a particular land, providing that you know the language.
Wow.
Master of Tactics, starting at 3rd level, you can use the Help action as a bonus action. Additionally, when you use the Help action to aid an ally in attacking a creature, the target of that attack can be within 30 feet of you rather than 5 feet of you if the target can see or hear you.
So you just wake up and know 2 more languages.
I'd like to think that I've done my hard times on the street, just making sure that I'm
The hard
there.
streets of Facilla.
You've been taking classes.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
I've been taking night classes.
Yeah. Have you thought about which
Yeah, that's
languages
what-
you would like?
I was gonna do Bacillin.
Bacillin?
here we go, boys.
You know what this reminds me of? That one time that I had a dwarf and I had forgotten to write down my languages I knew.
Yeah.
And we were in a cave and we're like, well, we're pretty stumped. And it's like, hang on a second. I know 3 more languages. I know whatever this language is and whatever other language is. Let's
Oh, sweet, I
bust
can
through
read
this
these
problem.
ancient runes now. How
I'm very much looking forward to the
serendipitous.
first time Rosie speaks Facilin in character and Gabriel has a fucking heart attack.
I'm willing, for the sake of story, I'm willing for it to be really bad Bacillin. Like, do you know where to find the library?
Croissant.
Yeah, it's just like a whole bunch of
You
like,
almost made me drop my croissant.
Stop! I could have dropped my croissant!
So is that the total of your improvements this level, Rosie?
That's it.
Cool beans. I'm keen to see
Brilliant.
the double stealth damage. That's the good stuff. All right, Klaus. Lachlan, what do we got?
Are you ready for this? I have the most stuff to cover in this.
Let's go.
So at 3rd level, I have a proficiency of 2, which hasn't changed. I get no features, and I get 1 extra 1st level spell and 2 2nd level spells. That's me done.
It's all right. 3 spells.
Wait, you can cast 2nd level spells though. That's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
good. What spells are you choosing? Do you just pick from the list?
Yeah, so there's, as we discussed before, I know Lesser Restoration, Always Prepared, and also Spiritual Weapon. And now I've got to pick 2 more that I would know. that can prepare. So basically I'll have like 4 spells ready in the second level, and I'm thinking of silence, and possibly hold person.
Good idea.
Hold person
That's
is
my
a
other two.
banger.
Yeah, hold person seems pretty cool. Silence sounds pretty cool because we can create like an area of silence if we're trying to stealth around somewhere. We can just be like, we're in a zone of silence. No one in or outside of us can hear it. Otherwise, there's also aid, which is another cool spell, which takes a bit more casting time, but heals everyone up quite a bit.
Ooh,
It's like
cool.
it's like an out of combat sort of healing.
Cool. All right, nice. Well, I think that covers everyone's level ups, which is nice. Level 3 starting to be a little bit less squishy, and a few more skills going to be coming out, which is good. Means I can start throwing some bigger bads at you, which is always exciting. So if you guys are ready, we will start our focus timer down here. If you guys haven't seen it before in chat, this is just a timer that we're going to put on for a little bit while we do some focused game playing. And we'll be still talking to you guys in chat, but we will be typing away for you guys rather than talking to you face to face, just so that we can keep focused on the game and get a bit more done. Keep things flowing a little bit more nicely. So please feel free to hang out, ask any questions, and we will talk to you through the old text chat and be back with you for a chat break quite shortly. So the last session, we kicked off last session with you guys fighting Rat Chad as he burst out from the muck and started flexing aggressively at you.
Thanks for reminding me.
Just making his pec stance.
Between the 4 of you, you did manage to dispatch the swarm of rats, the 2 giant rats, and the king rat, which is the type of thing that Chad rat. However, it did not come without cost, and unfortunately, Klaus, who also happens to be the party's prime healer, as a cleric, was knocked unconscious.
Actually, I'd like to correct that. I'm pretty sure that Hadrig is our prime everything.
He's a healer now.
Yeah,
Hadrig
sorry,
Prime.
our class, our secondary healer.
Yeah, exactly.
Died.
Well,
After Hadric
Backup healer.
expended all of his heals.
yeah, Hadric had already saved Rosie's life earlier in the combat, so when Klaus fell, Hadric couldn't cast any heals, unfortunately. But luckily, you guys managed to drag Klaus into a relatively safe nook in the wall and have a short rest, which was enough for Klaus to recover consciousness and heal up his wounds with his own skills. From there, you guys continued through the maze that is the Rolands Landing sewers and came across a large portcullis blocking off a heavy door, which, by raising and opening, you guys entered to a underground church to Gelf Darkhearth, known as the Forge. Not that you guys know that in character, but it was a cool name. I wanted to say it. And what happened in the Forge? Rosie, take it away.
So we entered into the forge and we saw Father Kieran doing some sneaky cult
Father
shit.
Bruno.
Father Bruno.
You guys have not
Doing
seen
some
Father
sneaky-
Kieran.
No. Father Kieran, presumed dead.
No,
It's not Father
he's
Bruno.
safely retired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to a
He's living off
farm.
pension.
Doing some sneaky cult shit. With the weapon stolen from one now deceased Marin Bourgeois. And who was helping Father Bruno, but my old accomplice, Buzz Knudsen. And
What a
Bombshell.
goddamn name.
What?
That's nuts,
Nuts. That's so dumb.
bro.
That's
Anyway.
not dumb.
it's actually a very good gnome name, so thanks guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
showing your cultural
Yeah. Wow.
Cultural
Bloody
sensitivities.
healers.
It's
Yeah.
so good. It's so good. I love it.
It was a very proud family name for the Medicine clan.
Well, it was proud until
Buzz turned out to be a filthy fucking traitor.
Disgrace.
I will also just quickly mention, I have told my friend who originally played Buzz Knudsen about Buzz's dip into crime.
Oh no.
And they were very pleased.
Oh, okay.
Yes! Finally! And I was like, alright, fine.
Well, after last session, you said that the original Buzz was a goody two-shoes and would never never turn to evil.
Because he was. He was a goody two-shoes, would never turn to evil. And then
Rosie corrupted him. That's what I'm hearing.
Apparently. So Rosie, presuming Buzz to be dead, was very shocked. Father Bruno told Buzz to escape with the weapon, as he has now done. And we then had to fight Father Bruno and some of his cronies, in which Hadrig was just hacking, stacking, and slicing and dicing and stabbing.
Hacking and whacking and smacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Butcher Hadrig.
Chop the meat.
He was fueled by the gods on this day. And oops. Yeah. That's
Yeah, so Rosie got held personed. Hadrig got commanded to kneel. And then all hell broke loose. Gabriel managed to perch up in a corner and fire off a couple of arrows before he ended up squaring off against one of the gnomes with his rapier and dueled him to the death. Hadrig dealt a brutal final blow to another gnome with an underhanded uppercut of a swing from his halberd.
I believe it was using my halberd as a golf club.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it got lodged into a gnome head.
Yes.
Fucking merciless.
And Father Bruno retreated, cast some holy or unholy, depending on your point of view, I suppose, magics on his warhammer, and bonked Rosie real hard.
I think I technically died.
And dropped Rosie down to negative hit points. Well, down to 0 when she was unconscious and bleeding out. But Hadrig came in to save the day yet again by dealing the final blow to Father Bruno. And then between Klaus and Hadrig, got Rosie back up on her feet. And that is where we left last session. Which means that this session, we join you guys. Let me bring up the map. Still within the underground church, known as the Forge. You have brought Rosie back to her feet, and with the battle done, the only sound
back
is...
to her feet?
I believe Klaus Hadrig, you guys healed her, didn't you? Or do we end just before?
I was about to heal her.
Okay.
Yeah, we ended just before.
Okay,
I had
sure.
I had one spell left to be able to heal her.
Yeah, I believe we were like, we're going to go help Rosie, and then you're like, well, that's the end of the session.
No help. Okay, well in that case, Rosie's unconscious. Sorry, Rosie, I tried.
Do you not get the extra health from leveling up like in Pokemon when you go faint at Pokemon and it levels up?
Not until you guys have had a rest.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm still like...
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of any better place than the underground Church of Gelth Darkhearth to take a rest and recover from this brutal fight we've just had.
I can think of many more places. Look, Rosie's not looking normal, her eyes rolling back to her head.
She has been bonked directly on the head with an unholy warhammer.
Giga bonk.
She's looked better.
Giga bonked.
Class, I'm out of heals.
So with my last healing that I saved and didn't use it on a guiding bolt to take down Father Bruno, I instead saved it for this very moment, just in case that someone was to go down and or I was on the brink of death. Probably more so me than anyone else. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Rosie.
Nice. Roll that die. Let's see.
That's pretty good.
Big old 5. 5 hit
Better than
points.
us.
Plus an extra 2.
Oh.
Oh, because you're a life cleric.
Because I'm a life cleric.
So 7?
7 hit points.
7 in total.
Yep.
7.
Yeah.
Woo.
So it's my D8 plus my spellcaster ability, and because I'm a life domain, you get an extra 2 because at the time of casting it, I was level 2.
That's like half of Rosie's
good.
health back. Amazing.
At this exact moment in time, yes, that's good.
I was only being slightly sarcastic. Rosie,
Life clerics are fucking sick, man.
you blink several times as this splitting pain in your head fades to just more of a background headache. And
What?
you sit up in the
Wake up!
this unholy underground temple, and the only sounds now are the echoes of your own movements as you first sort of sit and then stand. Looking around, you see the body of Father Bruno laying a few feet in front of you, where he fell to Hadrig's onslaught. And after taking a moment to collect yourself, you see that the other 3 of your squad mates are still on their feet and alive. And you can breathe a sigh of relief.
I just like, just a. Thanks, guys.
I don't like this. Rosie, wake up.
And you ruined it. Please make me dead again. Thank you.
Hey, Kai, you might need to re-add Chris's token because you deleted him last time.
Did I?
Yeah.
No,
last
I
game.
deleted him.
Oh, Chris deleted him last game. I was just like, where is Chris standing?
Hey, it's Gabriel.
I'm
Where is Gabriel?
No,
Well,
see,
pulling a
Gabriel got huge.
Hang on, that's
Like
because I
add
added
himself back in as well. Because I
Yeah.
deleted myself.
Now,
So if you bring up your character sheet,
yeah,
and it's before you go to your character sheet, you're in the bio and stuff.
bio and info,
You can,
click and drag.
You can like click and drag that bad boy.
That's
on.
alright,
So
you're on
look,
there now.
There's 2 of me now.
Cheers.
Why can't I shrink you? There we go.
Oh, and authorize me to move and stuff.
God, want.
Oh, it's as if we can't do this for ourselves.
I know.
Let me move my
I
character.
I
there we
accidentally made
go.
2 of myself. How do I delete it?
Ty's actually just playing by
Oh
himself.
my God, what are you
and
guys
we're just
doing?
Here to be the voices.
Yeah.
Alright,
We don't
we've
even
each
need
got
to be
one
here.
token now. Please don't delete them or create any more.
Okay.
Delete.
I don't even know how to delete it, so.
All right.
You just click it and you press delete.
All right. Back into.
Yep.
Ooh, sir. All right. We should probably check these bodies.
I'm
And-
gonna see if I can find the exit out of here. That's clearly
Alright.
that back end as well.
Well, where the other gnomes went. Yeah, good
Yeah.
idea.
I mean, let's search the area as well. There might be some more clues that's going to point us in the direction.
I'm not saying we can't do that.
and
I'm
we
just saying
had-
I would also like to.
2 assailants run off.
Yes. And if you'll remember correctly, one of them was wielding a wicked powerful weapon that Marin Bourgeois was engineering. So if you're desperate to run after them, let's probably all go together.
Just
true.
breaking the wall a bit here. I'm fairly sure you guys don't know about Buzz. I think I'm.
No, we don't. Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to clarify who knows what, Rosie knows the identity of the man with the weapon. The 3 of you don't. I also believe only one of you saw the second gnome leave. That may also have been Rosie.
Yeah. There's no like chat history here, is there?
There is, but
there is.
I couldn't remember exactly where that role was. Unless any of the rest of you remember me telling
Mine's No, mine's more of an assumption because we did see them at the start of the ritual. And then they
Yes,
sort of went
that's
to the back of the room.
that is true.
Yeah, we know how many we killed. We don't know.
That is true. So you saw Buzz take the weapon and run towards the back of the room after Bruno told him to escape, to save himself and save the weapon. And one of you saw movement as the other headed towards the back of the room. But now that the rest of you are standing there, you realise that other figure is also gone. So they must have escaped somewhere, or be hiding, ready to jump you. One of the two.
There were 5 people here because in the last session, Kai rolled 5 times for initiative.
Metagaming. I see how it is.
Or I remember walking in and seeing 5 people, and now there are only 3 corpses. Let's call it that instead. How's that sound?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Anyway,
cool.
I would like to start investigating and having a look at the table and looking around the room.
Sure. So let's take things one at a time. Klaus, roll me an investigation check, please.
There you are, sir. It's a fine 16.
Fine 16. A fine and dandy roll. Making your way to this large oaken table, you find it seems to be a mixture of desk and like pew, or pew's not the right word.
Altar.
Altar, I suppose, yeah. It's covered in a mixture of religious texts all relating to Gelf Darkarth and piles of half-finished notes, scribbles, drawings. It seems like this place was used alternately for prayer and study, or some sort of work, I suppose. There's a lot here, and a lot of it just looks like rubbish or religious dogma. But the thing that really jumps to your attention is in the center of the table, a letter that has clearly been opened and folded back up. You can tell because there's a wax seal on it that has been broken, but the letter folded back up. Even from here, you can tell that broken seal has the Facilin coat of arms impressed into it.
Let's open it up. Let's see what this letter has.
Show it to Rosie. She could probably read it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am not proficient with
I mean,
Facilin.
first of all,
I only
it might
know,
not
like,
even
a-
be in Facilin, considering the gnomes don't speak Facilin, surely.
You open the letter, and it takes you a moment because it's a bit of a mess, to be honest. Do you speak Gnomish, Klaus?
I do, yes.
So at first you kind of struggle to make sense of what you're looking at. I suppose in your brain you're possibly expecting to see common, and nothing that you're looking at is written in common. After a sort of mental gear shift, you see that there is Gnomish text on here, but the way that the page is laid out is there is several paragraphs of text written in characters that are familiar to you, but none of the words make any sense. Based on a few sort of sounds throughout the text, you judge that most of this text is in Facilin of some description. However, roughly half, the top half of the letter, has written in a totally different handwriting above that text words in Gnomish. And after a moment, you sort of click that this appears to be someone working through almost word by word translating this text. But it looks as though they only got about halfway down the page before they stopped.
So they were like the entire thing is in Gnomish, and then it's meant to be translated into Facilin, or is it
Other way
Facilin
around. So the
translated to Gnomish?
letter was written in Facilin, and someone has
Yes,
started
it's being
translating into Gnomish. The part that you can read says as follows: Bruno, what did I tell you about writing to me? These petty concerns of yours are not worth the risk of our connections being found. This is the last time I will retread old conversations for the sake of your paranoia. As you are well aware, you and I both have agents within the RLPD that will ensure that the wine makes it to you in the city. Not that should even be necessary, given the pathetic state the watch is in. Furthermore, the full, and then below that is written in Facilin and you can't make out.
Alright. Do I know that it's Facilin?
You suspect, just based on some of the sort of sounds throughout. Like, if you or I looked at a page of text written in, like, Spanish
Yeah,
or French. We wouldn't be able to read it necessarily, but we might be able to guess what language it's in based on some words and conventions, things like that. So your best guess, written in Facilian, but you're not 100% confident of that because you can't read it.
Yeah. All right. Gabriel, can you have a look at this letter? I think it's in Facilian, but I'm not 100% sure. Half of it's in Gnomish, and they've tried to translate it, but I don't know what the rest of the letter says.
Very well. Hand it over.
Gabriel, looking at it, you can read it. It is indeed in a form of Facilian. However, the way that it's written isn't what appears to be a direct block of text, almost, if that makes sense. It looks as though some of the words have been jumbled, letters aren't in the right place, and you think that this is written in some sort of code or is scrambled in some way to protect the contents of the letter. But the words themselves are Facilian.
I don't know, Klaus. Yeah, it's written in Facilian, but it seems to sort of be some sort of code. Sort of, you know how you might be trying to keep some main point of an argument discrete while sort of, I suppose, writing filibuster. That's pretty much what I can describe it as.
If we translate it from Facilian directly to Gnomish, do you know Gnomish?
I personally do not know Gnomish.
Okay.
But it appears that whoever has been trying to translate it is not only fluent in both Facilian and Gnomish, but also knows the apparatus of the code and was able to cipher.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that if we translate it from Facilian into Gnomish word for word, then maybe we'll be able to understand it a little bit better. Because if it's written out of jumble, it might be grammatically that Gnomish doesn't translate perfectly to Facilian. It might make more sense in Gnomish.
Perhaps so, but...
Because this top section is quite clear and stands out, and it makes a lot of sense, but the bottom obviously is written in Facilian, and you can see that they're being translated.
Let me give you an example of what the first line says, after which the Gnomish stops. So, in common, it would basically translate to something like, the green duck is on Wednesday, you know, something like a spy would say. It doesn't really make any sense unless you were really sort of in the loop of how to decipher it. So I fear it might be pointless me even trying to read it sort of in common and perhaps having Rosie try to translate it.
But perhaps there might be like a cipher, or it might even be something that we have to work on for a few days to try and crack. Yeah.
We can hold on to it and we can look for...
Send it to the boys in the lab.
Well, probably a good idea to check the body of old Father Bruno. If he was the one that was translating it, maybe he's got a cipher on him.
Yeah. I'll pat down the body.
Sure. Hadric, you rove and roll Father Bruno over onto his back. You can tell that he is definitely very dead. The body is starting to cool as we speak. But you begin patting him down and rummaging through pockets. The first thing you lay your hands on is a very large amulet of Gelf Darkhearth around his neck with the same golden hammer emblazoned on it that you found on most of the Darkhearth's Hammer cult members. Continuing to pat him down, you find a fairly sizable pouch on his hip containing a mixture of coins and small gems. In Rolands Landing coins, he's carrying 200 gold on his person, and a small handful of gems that you would guesstimate to be another 100 gold's worth.
Nice. Good loot.
Nice.
But beyond that, he's not carrying anything of note. He's obviously got his robes, which are of pretty fine quality. They're a bit bloody at the moment, but...
Have a big halberd slash in them.
Yeah. Big halberd-shaped hole in them. How did that get there?
Yeah. Well, all I found was this amulet and money.
My ears prick up about it. It's like money?
Can you make a
You sure that's all
perception
you were
check?
looking for, Hadrig?
Perception check for me, please, Hadric. Hadric.
Sorry,
Can you please make me a perception check?
a perception check? Sure. That is a 9.
Carry on.
Yep. Yeah. All I found was this amulet and money.
Nice. And there was nothing else nothing else important on the table, was there?
Nothing else that jumped out at you. It seems like a lot of the other stuff there is kind of what you would expect to see on a religious leader's desk, I suppose. He's got several different texts relating to Gelf Darkhearth of varying degrees of extremism, I suppose. But then he's also got what appears to be just like piles of notes, scrawled mud maps similar to the one that he gave Rosie. It's a bit of a mess. Nothing else jumps out at you as being important.
Gabriel, do you reckon that if we took the code to the Bacillans in the keep, that maybe they would know what the green duck is, for example? If we prodded them with those sort of codes, they might know what it means or have an idea. They were the ones that brought the wine into the city.
It's possible that they would know, but getting them to reveal that information is another thing. I mean, we're all above torture, right? And there's no amount of investigating that would give
Hadric can be
of that
pretty
caliber.
convincing.
That's true. He has demonstrated his utility, shall we say. The last time I talked to them, I did inquisit about a couple of things, and basically I got the stock standard answer and then got punched. So, I don't know, we could try it again if you want.
Well, I mean, now we have something to present to them. That's my only thinking. But I mean, we can always look for the gnome that ran away with the weapon.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's more important, right now. But yeah, we'll definitely pocket the written notes, so later we can check it in with them. Do you mind if I investigate the anvil in the middle of the room?
For sure.
Yep.
Give us a perception check.
That I can do. And it turns out that I rolled exactly 18.
Oh, very nice. The first thing that strikes you as you get close to the anvil is that it's not a functional anvil, you wouldn't think. The material it's made of isn't a heavy iron like you would expect from an actual blacksmith's anvil, but it seems to be obsidian or some other very dark stone that has been carved into the shape of this anvil. However, the crack down the center does appear to be fairly natural, so either it was an incredibly talented craftsman or the anvil itself was crafted and then smashed to form this crack down the center.
Ornamental.
Yeah, it sits on a heavy oak base
Okay.
in the center of the room. It's massive, much bigger than any other anvil you've seen in, again, a standard blacksmith's workshop. Definitely appears to be more figure, of an icon than a functional piece of kit.
Well, nothing too special about this besides its spiritual meaning, I guess.
I'm still looking at the back of the room for the escape hatch.
Yeah, give us a perception check at the back of the room there, Rosie. 12. If you hadn't known that there must be some exit here, you may not have spotted it at a glance. At the back of the room, there's several deep shelves built into the stone walls, several with books largely revolving around Gelf Darkhearth, unsurprisingly, candles, other bits and bobs of that nature. As you're walking past, you catch the slightest breeze coming from a crack around one of these shelves, and knowing that someone has fled this way, it doesn't take much to put two and two together and work out that there is a door behind this shelf.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
All right. I find the door. I turn around and I say to my patriots, "Guys, I found the escape hatch."
Okay. Is this what we're doing?
Well, I mean, like, we should probably make sure that there's nothing else here, because we did kill a guy. We should probably have some evidence to suggest that he was evil and doing ill for the city.
Is there anything special about his warhammer that he was using?
It's yours now.
It's yours. That's what makes it special.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
evidence.
It is small-sized, as you'd probably expect.
Oh.
But it is a +1 Warhammer.
That's
I
pretty
will
good.
be taking the +1 warhammer.
That's wicked.
That is money.
As you pick it up, you can see that it's the steel itself is very dark, darker than you would expect the steel of a weapon to be, and emblazoned on both sides are broken anvil symbols of Gelfdarkar.
Pretty cool weapon, but as far as making use of the evidence goes, probably don't wield that around the watch house or above ground.
Oh no, it's yeah. Look, it's evidence. I can't use it. It's too small, and I don't think it will.
It's a hand axe for you. It's like a single.
Don't throw your hammer.
I think the only person that could use it efficiently is Rosie, but then like it doesn't work well with Rosie's abilities. You can have it, Rosie, but like you want it?
It's fine. I like the stabby things anyway.
Yeah. Do you want the +1 warhammer? It's a +1.
I think
I mean-
I take one look at it and just kind of disgusted by Father Bruno. I'm just like, my club could do better damage than that, and I would rather
Wow.
bonk than whatever that Warhammer can do.
I mean, worst comes to worst, it's funding for the watch, right? We can put the
We
money.
take it back. We take it back as evidence.
Yeah, we'll take it as evidence, and then once it's done, we can sell it, and then the watch can
For
have
the good of the
fun,
watch.
and we
Alright.
can maybe have like a break room, you know?
So is the plan from here to go back to the watchtower of Illabar and let the sergeant/captain know?
It's probably worth sending some people down here to investigate a little bit more than us. And we have been scolded for bringing corpses back in the street before for people.
This
Yeah.
is true.
That we
So
have.
if we
Yes.
head back to the watch, I mean, I think the assailants are long gone. Like, there's no way we're gonna find them
Well, we haven't
and the
gone through the
city-
escape hatch yet. We don't know. They could be waiting.
at this time of the night. Yeah, we'll go back through the escape hatch.
We
See
should
where it
see
leads.
where it leads.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be very important business where it leads. All right, let's go. Are we gonna take Father Bruno with us, or is he gonna stay here stinking up the joint?
Stinking up the joint.
I mean, unless we're here for like 2 days.
I mean,
we
there
won't
are
be
2
stinky.
other corpses down here as well, I would just like to remind you.
Yeah, true.
No, you
They
deleted
don't
them.
count.
Oh.
They're gone now.
They weren't named characters, they don't count. But
Through
Well,
the hatch.
yeah, let's go
Let's
through the
go.
hatch. Just
Yeah.
investigate. Be very careful because 2 of you have succumbed to the treachery of this underground system of tunnels, and I don't want it to be a
Okay.
TPK.
Shall I take the lead on this one?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Team Tank.
All right.
Team Tank.
I go to open
Swiss
the
Army
door.
knife.
sure, give me a perception check, please, Hadrig.
Okay. There is no door here. Rosie lied.
Rosie's
speaks
pointed out the
one.
crack in the wall, so you're pretty confident that she's correct and there is some sort of entrance here. But fumbling around, just trying to yank at it, doesn't seem to be budging. I have no idea how to open this thing.
What does the wall or what does it feel like?
When you start pushing and yanking on it, you can feel it seem to swivel just slightly as though it's hinged somewhere on the right-hand side.
Yep.
But it is quite heavy.
What is it made of?
It's made of stone, carved from the same sort of stone as the
okay.
rest of the walls.
So are we looking for a lever to open this door?
Maybe let's let Rosie, the trap-finding gnome, try to get through this door first.
Okay.
And into the trap she goes.
Yeah!
Yo!
So I guess I'll swap places with Hadrig, or just sort of stand in front of him as best I can. And I'll start feeling around maybe the edge of the door for like switches and whatnot.
Cool. Give us a perception check.
That's a 7.
7. Similar issue as Hadrig. You feeling around and just start trying to pull and push the door. It doesn't seem to be moving much. You try pulling a few books like you've heard of people doing in the past, but you can't seem to work out where the trigger is or the handle.
The gap that we know is there. How big is it? Like, can it fit anything through it?
You think maybe you could wedge like a dagger in the gap, perhaps?
I can make a hole.
Just halberd the door.
I can give something. I can give something to go. I did buy a special item that we could probably use to knock this thing
Hadrig's
down.
so excited to use the portable ram he bought.
Portable ram, portable ram, portable ram.
Like he's just standing there and he's like, "Wait here," and he runs back.
Charge!
So I've still got it slung over my shoulder.
Hell yeah.
I need someone to help me.
I mean, I don't think I'm tall enough to operate this. I feel like this must be
alright.
this high to ride.
Step
situation.
aside, losers. I'm here with my zero strength to help save the day.
Graciously
Zero
back
strength
away.
except for Hadrig.
Yeah, true. Alright. So Rosie, just point to where we need to hit.
Here.
And move your hand before we hit.
Yeah, move your hand. Alright. So I would like to use the portable ram to try and break down this wall.
Please do.
Okay, so when doing so, I gain a +4 bonus on strength check. And one other character can help you with the ram, giving you advantage on this check.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright, I'm helping.
Let's go, Hadrig.
So I get a
Nice.
+4 on my strength check.
With
Or
advantage.
an
Do you have the
additional
benefits of-
+4 and advantage.
Do you have the benefits of aid? Like someone aiding you?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So
No!
that's 12.
Yeah.
Or... Yeah,
Or
that's better.
15. 19.
19 is definitely the better of those two. You and Gabriel start swinging the portable ram. After the first couple of swings, you think maybe Rosie's got it wrong. Maybe this is like just a crack in the rocks or something, because there is nothing happening. And then on the third swing, all at once, whatever latch was holding the door gives way. And there is a sort of crunching sound as the door begins to swing outwards.
Which is for Hadrig and his
Hadrig,
ingenuity.
Open up! This is Roland Polis.
Give me a dexterity
Get on the
save.
ground.
A dexterity save? Okay. Just so you know, Hadrig's got a giant smile from ear to ear. 14.
Luckily, you're standing a bit further back than a person opening the door would be, as you've been slamming at it with your ram. Because as the door begins to swing open, you hear it twang. And then a moment later, the sound of something zipping past you as you just manage to dodge out of the way of a crossbow bolt that comes flying through the crack of the door you just opened. I say open,
Well, I mean-
destroyed.
Well, that would have missed Rosie.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's aggravated assault.
Now we have
That's
legal
good
attempted
reason
murder.
to go after them. That's
I don't think we could have asked for a better scenario, honestly.
yeah.
Intent.
That's it, yeah.
You know what? That worked better than I had expected. Let's roll.
Oh, you're so
Alright,
pleased
here we
with
go.
yourself.
So happy. I got to use the portable ram.
Yay!
And
Now
I'm
just
happy
use it on
you
a
got to
person.
use the ram, Hadrig.
I mean, if someone had rolled higher than a 10, you would have found the latch, but portable ram!
Yeah.
Boots.
When in doubt, just breaks down the wall.
Get on the ground.
surely passive perception would have been more than a 10 to find the latch. What's
That's
this
true.
door
I always
doing
forget
here?
about passive perception. That's okay.
What's this door doing?
Look,
How
the door's
do doors work?
What's the plan now with the door?
I mean, it's
Yes.
open, isn't it?
It
It's
is.
broken.
It is open.
It ain't
There is no
closing.
door. It's now just a frame.
It's a hole in the wall. I
It's a
go
jar.
through the door.
Nice.
The door turned into a jar. It's a jar.
Hadric, you step from this dimly lit room into the pitch dark opening up behind the wall, and
It's fine,
after a
I've
few
done it.
steps and the dark vision kicks in as your eyes adjust, you find yourself back in very, very similar tunnels to those you just left to enter this room. They appear to be sewer tunnels. You're standing in now a T-junction with tunnels leading to your left, right, and directly ahead of you.
So like an intersection.
Yes.
Okay.
Where you're entering from would, if you were in the tunnels on the other side, appear to just be the wall of a T-junction, the dead end of a
Yep.
T-junction, I suppose, which is where you're entering in. And so you've now got 3 paths to choose from.
All right. Fuck. Shit. I don't know where to go.
I just
don't
like
worry.
poke my head in and I'm like, you okay in there?
I need help.
Hadric,
Need an adult?
as you're looking
need an
from
adult.
left to right to try and decide which direction you need to go, you notice that mounted on the wall of the tunnel ahead of you is a crossbow in a bracket on the wall. The crossbow is currently empty, and you're pretty sure that this is what fired at you when you opened the door.
Does it look like hastily constructed?
No, it's in a fixed bracket on the wall. It
Okay.
looks like it's been there for a while. Very deliberately.
Anyone good at tracking?
Well,
I
think-
no.
no.
I think they
I
might
mean-
have gone up ahead, but like,
Look, we're all members of the police force. Surely we have some powers of investigation. Wisdom, hint.
Look, let's be honest. The watch was scraping the
like-
bottom of the barrel when they hired you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I
shoot.
walk through and I'm like, look, if for no other reason than I'm a member of the Rolands Landing Police Force, let's see if we can find some
Look-
footprints for our
look-
gnome friend that just wandered out of here.
look, Rosie. All I want to say is they're not called smart bells. They're called dumbbells. For a reason. Alright, that's
He's got them muscle smarts, not the brain
yeah,
smarts.
yeah, I got muscle smarts.
God damn.
And
Is it a
I-
survival for tracking?
Yes, yes.
And away we go. There you go, Rosie. You happy? 17.
Yeah, thank you.
Klaus, you step into the tunnels, and
With
again,
my dark vision?
give your eyes a moment to adjust.
Thanks.
And then after
Someone hold Gabriel's head.
scanning left and right for a moment, you
Yeah,
can
Gabriel, take one of those
see-
torches.
You can't see any footprints in the sludge below you. It's too liquid for that, for it to hold any prints. But on the path directly opposite and to the right of you, heading in the tunnel, heading straight ahead, you can see what looks like some of that muck scraped off on the stones heading in roughly that direction.
Cool. And no symbols like we found in the sewers earlier.
No.
Cool. Well, it looks like there is some sludge smeared on the wall here, so let's follow that. Someone's either taken a tumble and put their hand in the mud, and now they've rubbed it on the wall, so let's go. Let's go that way.
Alright.
Let's go.
All right, just a minute. I'm gonna walk over to the table and take one of the candles that is lit and put it inside of the hooded lantern that Rosie gave me.
Oh, sorry.
Alright,
I thought
sure,
you
good.
were just gonna be wandering around with a candle, just trying to keep it lit.
He's carrying a 3-pronged candelabra.
That's all they had, man.
In his nightshirt. Who goes there? You did have a torch when you came in. I assume for the sake
I
of
did-
ease that you dropped
I
that at the
just-
door.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
No?
I used it on the rat pile. I used his torch for the rat pile.
You did, but it didn't go out.
Just
Alright,
grab this candelabra.
I'll make use
Look, either
of
way, you're
torch.
gonna have some light, Gabriel. You won't be falling over yourself, but you probably want to follow the folks with dark vision.
Yeah, we'll do.
So following
Alright,
Klaus's
I'm
lead,
ready.
you head into the sewers, once again on the opposite side of this underground church.
Once again, I'm asking you to not send us into the sewers.
Klaus, the track marks are quite easy to follow for a few paces, but quickly the muck on this person's shoes had started to wear off, and the tracks become harder to follow. Make us another survival check.
Alrighty. 21.
Ooh, nice. You manage to pick up small scuff marks and other little signs. You follow a fairly twisty route left and right, crossing the muck once or twice, which helps to refresh the tracks. And after about 5 minutes of careful following, you end up at the foot of another ladder, similar to the one that you came down, leading from the street.
Alright. This is leading up, guys. Get ready. I'll lead the way, I guess.
Or
And
do
I'm
you
gonna
want me to
start
take the
climbing up.
lead?
That's alright. I'm already ahead. I'll just go.
Cool.
Alright, up we go.
Clash, you begin climbing
do
the
it.
ladder. Getting to the top, you can see it's covered by, again, what appears to be a circular kind of manhole cover.
Cool.
You reach up to give it a lift. The previous was quite light and easy to move. This one, you're expecting the same, but after giving it a shove, you feel it's much heavier than the last one. It's heavier even than you would expect a manhole cover to be, and you're struggling to push it open. Give us a strength check, please.
Alrighty.
Someone standing on it.
That's the sound of the police.
6.
Yep.
Hadrian, can you step up onto this rung with me and see if you can give me a hand to push this up?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Get your portable ram ready.
Yeah. Would you like me to make a strength check, Kai?
Sorry, did Klaus cede opening privileges?
Klaus
Yeah.
rolled a 6.
Yeah, more or less ceded opening privileges.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
too heavy. Big guy, get up here.
Alright, my turn.
Hadrian swaps positions and tries to give it a shove. Give us a strength roll.
Crack the knuckles. Time for my
Cracks
strength
the knuckles,
smarts.
falls off ladder.
Natural 20.
Good. God.
Hadrian, you put your feet on another rung higher so that your legs are tensed or coiled up
He's
beneath
using
you.
his knees.
And you lift with your legs as well as your arms, and you heave this door, and as you do, you can hear something scraping across the floor above. It sounds like something's been placed on top of this trapdoor, if you will. As you push further and further, you manage to get the door just enough past vertical that it will stay open of its own volition. Looking up, the room that it's leading into is almost as dark as the sewers that you're leaving. So dark that it's not leading outside like you kind of expected onto the street, but it appears to be inside of some sort of building.
Right. I proceed to get out of the tunnel.
Yep. You scurry into the room as quickly as you can, ready for anything. And as your eyes adjust and you look around, you can see that there is a small amount of moonlight filtering in from around some boarded up windows and a closed door. The walls are made of a very hodgepodge mix of old timber, pieces of metal. It's one of the shanty shacks that you've seen plenty of in the slums, but this time you're seeing it from the inside. As you look around and take in the details, you can see that the floor you're standing on is of the same cobbles that a lot of the borough's area of Rolands Landing has for its streets. And to the back left and right, the walls are actually brick. So this appears to be a shanty that's popped up between two more permanent buildings in what would have once been an alley.
Lovely.
You don't see anybody in the room with you. There's a few pieces of fairly dilapidated and poor-looking furniture around, including a heavy, almost lounge chair, like a chase lounge, but the legs have been snapped off, so it's sitting at ground level, and that appears to be what was shoved on top of the manhole that you've exited.
Right.
I climb up and join Hadric in the room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coast is clear, guys. Come on up.
Oh, it's light up here. Oh, thank goodness.
It's very dim, but yes, there is enough light for Gabriel to make out the silhouettes of the objects in the room. Rosie, this room is almost familiar to you, not because you've been here before, but because this is very reminiscent of quite a lot of the more hovel-style homes of the Burrows area. Not uncommon to see furniture like this that is clearly recycled or reclaimed from being junk to be used. But it does appear to be empty, and it has a kind of feel about it that there's not been anyone living here for a while. Like there's no food or candles or anything like that in ready view. Feels very empty.
I'm guessing there's, like, I walk towards the front door.
Yep,
There's clearly a front door.
there is.
But while I do so, I'm pulling out my dagger.
Yep.
I swing open the front door, and I just do a big cross on it.
On the outside of the door?
Outside of the door, baby.
Yep, no worries. You open the door. It opens into a fairly typical Burrows street. The street's filthy with all sorts of city grime. The hovel that you're stepping out of is certainly not unique. On this street, there's a lot of buildings much like it. Dirty buildings built one on top of the other in this very poor area of the city. You step out with your dagger, carve an X in the outside of the door, and looking around, feel that the street seems to be quite deserted. You can't see anybody loitering to your left or right, but there are several of these buildings with lights coming from within, candlelight and lamplight, pretty typical of the evening. It is well past midnight, so more dark than not.
I turn back to the rest of the team. I've marked the door so that we can close it behind us and find it later, because trust me, having lived these streets before, it gets a bit hard to distinguish between buildings sometimes.
Fair enough. It's clever thinking. So what's the plan now that we're on the streets and there are no assailants to be found?
We
I
should make
feel
our way
like-
back to the watch house.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think the watch house, clean ourselves up, report to anyone that's there, then
Rest up.
probably get some sleep. It's been a long night.
Yeah,
We've seen
And,
some shit.
of the bodies in the church, maybe we'll have to ask the captain or the sergeant to send a party down to procure them.
Yeah.
Well, I like that plan. I'm tired, for
Yeah,
one.
let's head back. Find some form of medical attention.
You have blood coming from your ears, Rosie.
What, and you don't on a night like this?
It's just
well,
other
no,
people's
God.
blood.
I barely got hit in the sewers.
Yeah, Hadrian
Yeah.
was the one doing the killing.
I think I got hit once.
Cool. Rosie, now that you're in the Burrows, you kind of naturally take the lead. This is your stomping grounds. You're the most familiar with this area of the city. And though you're not 100% sure where you are exactly, after a few random turns at intersections, you get your bearings and are able to quickly lead the rest of the party back into the Illabar district and to the watch house.
Everybody knows what it's like. You're like driving somewhere that's like unfamiliar, but you're like so close to familiar.
Yeah.
You take one turn and you're like, oh, I know exactly where I am. All right, let's go.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a few people out and about on the streets. Rolands Landing never truly sleeps. You get the sense that if
wow, you were a poet and you didn't even know you were
title of
one.
the episode.
I didn't even catch what I said then.
Well, you can listen back later.
Yeah, because everyone instantly forgot.
What was it? What did I say?
Listening in the first place.
Step out into the streets on the city that never sleeps.
Oh, Rolands
the
Landing
city
never
on
truly
rock and
sleeps.
roll.
Yes. Okay. There's a few loiterers around, people in dark alleys. You get the sense that if there was less than the fairly sizable group of you that there are, and if you were less obviously well armed, you might be in a little bit of danger. But none of this seems too strong after what you've just come through, and no one gives you any grief other than a few stares. But before too long. Sorry, Reza.
I was just gonna say, I'd like to imagine that if someone was gonna like come up and be like, "Give us your cash," we'd all just turn around and be like, "Can you just fuck off?"
Yeah.
Not
Like,
today,
you know
little
what?
man.
You know
Mate,
what?
are you fucking
No.
stupid?
Roll them, police.
It's the start of Bad Boys, where it's like they're getting carjacked, and then they're like, "We're actually cops."
Standing at the front of the watch house, you can see candlelight flickering through one of the ground floor windows as you approach.
All right.
Oh, someone's up late.
I mean, it needs to be staffed 24 hours, so
That's probably the captain, to be honest. She never goes home.
maybe
It's
she
true.
is home.
Until she goes to the pub.
Yeah.
Maybe the pub is her home.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What do we find inside, guys?
The four of you head inside, and as you do indeed see the captain, Jacinta Noble, sitting at a table just inside the door, along with Sergeant Chaplin. Both their heads snap up as you enter, and you see for a moment obvious relief on the captain's face. And Sergeant Boris says, well, where the hells have you been?
Sergeant, good evening. It's a very, very long story, but to sum it up, we are hot on the tail of some conspiratorial underground ongoings and murders and worship. If you would like a full detailed report, I must refuse to oblige because we are all very tired and hurt badly. We might require some medical attention, actually.
Preemptively refusing an order for a commanding officer. I'm impressed.
The captain sort of seems to get control of it, or suppress the obvious emotion that you saw for a moment, and then leans back and gestures you all over into seats around the table that she's sitting at, and says,
What was, just quickly, what was the emotion that we saw? Was it anger? Was it confusion?
"No, it was relief
Sadness?
when she saw you."
Relief. Okay, cool.
Just plain cool.
She gestures you and says, "Come on, sit down. You look like you've been holding off the Facillan army yourselves."
Well, something to
you
that
should
effect.
As you sit down, she says, "I hope to God what you've got's good news. We've just been given some very bad news."
Oh.
Sergeant, you want to tell him what you just told me? The sergeant looks at the four of you and says, "I've got some friends in the Navy, and, we've just got word that the Facillan fleet left port several days ago. And my best guess is they're headed here. God's only know where else they'd be going. It's not good. They could be here in a couple of days."
That truly is terrible news. That must be
Did
what
we not
those...
tell anyone about the Facillan fleet?
Well, I didn't really gather much information from the prisoners in the tower, but I heard them make mention of it, and
Gerald's ineptitude just overshadowed everything else.
perhaps, Sergeant, that I might have had to mention something about it, but my apologies. Everything has been so busy.
What,
Too busy.
You already
to
knew
talk
this.
about an invading fleet.
To be clear with you, Captain, upon investigating at the tower, the remaining Fusilan prisoners that are locked up there, and I presume are still locked up there, one of them did make mention of a fleet, but as you know, with most prisoners, especially Fusilan ones, they were not willing to divulge any further information on that. And I take responsibility for not making a mention of it, so I apologise for that.
I love bragging about their fleet. It's not surprising that they mentioned it, but this is solid intel that it left port a few days ago.
We only went to the tower like yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, I suppose it might not have made
was.
much of a difference, but
It actually might have been yesterday because I think we got the information and then we went to the church.
Yeah.
still I
and
feel
that-
it's a failure of my duties, Captain and Sergeant Boris, so for that I'm sorry.
The captain stands up and walks upstairs to her office, but quickly comes back down. And as she does, she places a large bottle of whiskey on the table, along with 6 glasses. She opens it and she says, "Well, I'm afraid you don't get to rest just yet. Sounds like we've got a bit to talk about."
I pick it up and I look at it. I'm like, a fine year. I just put it down. I don't know what I'm talking about.
And that's where we're going to leave it for this moment in time before we head across to our mid-session break. Hi, chat.
Ooh, boy.
How's it going?
Howdy.
Big thank you to Froggy, for the follow. Thank you very much. And Noza Joza. Thank you guys very, very much for the follows. I'm sure you saw the timer as we were playing, but we just put on a little focus timer so that we aren't talking verbally to chat too much. But we were in chat saying hi to you while we were playing, just to keep things focused. So thank you very much for the follows. Froggy, glad you caught this one. We're glad you caught this one too. I hope you've enjoyed the vibe we have been playing. And same goes for Noza Joza, which is just a sick name.
Great name.
Yes, doors are always impossible. Doors are the bane of Dungeons and Dragons.
Hidden
In hindsight,
doors.
I should have just let you
And
find the hatch.
DMs.
But you know what?
Hidden doors.
Reese
It
got to
shouldn't-
use-
Shouldn't have been a switch. There should have been a handle or a hole in the door to be like.
Like,
This
if there was
is
a
how you
handle, it
open.
wouldn't have been a secret, would it?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been hidden then.
Well, see.
It was
Kye,
a secret chamber in a secret part of the sewers with a secret exit leading into a secret hovel in the slums.
Well, security wasn't that tight because all it took was one biff from old Hadrian's battering ram and we were straight through.
Kye's just happy that I used the battering ram,
Yeah.
so now he doesn't
Look,
have to
honestly,
make up a
it's-
specific
Yeah.
situation for me to use the
Yeah,
battering
now I
ram.
don't have to justify
Yeah.
your
So
purchase.
good.
It's done. Demi, Dance Commander, thanks for jumping in chat, and also Days of Future Cats. For those of you who are new, who don't know who we are Nerds of the West. Hello, I'm Kai. I'm your humble dungeon master. On my left are my wonderful, fabulous party, 4 other members of Nerds of the West, because we're a big, old group of people, friends. We play board games, we play video games, we play Dungeons and Dragons and other tabletop role-playing games, and all sorts of other things. So up the top we've got Beck. She's gone. She can't introduce herself. She's just ducked
Beck.
out. Oh, she's got Gary. That's another member of Nerds of the West there.
Yeah, at this point.
We've got Lachlan. Say hi, Lachlan.
Hey.
We've got
How you
Reese down the bottom.
Hello.
And last but not least, we have got Chris.
Hello.
So we all hang out, we play board games and things, and Friday is our D&D night. If we're going to play D&D, we might as well play it with all you guys, so you can watch and hang out. We love having you. It's just so much fun having everybody chip in and give their 2 cents as we play along. So thank you very much for joining us. Are you guys big D&Ders? Big players? I think Froggy said that you stream D&D as well. Is that something you do
Nice.
pretty regularly?
I mean,
I
I'm
do
a
it about
pretty
once a week.
If I was to describe the campaign so far in like 3 sentences or less, okay.
1 sentence each. 1 sentence each.
Okay, you know what? You guys do that, 1 sentence each, and then I'll correct all the mistakes that you make.
Hold on, I think Chris just summed it up pretty well.
I typed in chat.
Yeah. We're police officers. Woo! Oh shit, this is taking a turn for the worse. Yeah, pretty much.
See, I feel like that can go a couple of different ways as well. It could be like, because we've just discovered something. Because we've just been hurt greatly. No, stay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, because it's just not making sense yet.
Yeah, true.
Alright, Beck, what's your first sentence for the campaign?
I was gonna say, you know what, Froggy? If you want to drop it in our Discord,
Ooh.
join our Discord, drop your channel there.
Yeah, because definitely plug it. We love also finding other like-minded individuals, so please feel free to jump on the Discord and let us know where you play and when, so that we can come say hi. Share the love, because we all love role-playing games. And they bring us together. Oh. All right, Beck.
I also just spent copious monies on role-playing books. Beck.
Yeah, dude, those special editions look sick. Beck, go! First sentence, this was your idea.
No, it wasn't.
It was now, by association.
Anyone get the number of that bus?
All right. Fine. So, the first sentence is, amateur crime fighters join the City Watch.
It sounds like a newspaper headline.
It sounds...
You're asking me to summarize something with 1 sentence.
All right,
You know
Lachlan,
what you
what's the
get?
second
That's fair.
sentence?
Oh, I have to do all of them?
No, Lachlan's got the
No,
second
no.
sentence.
Yeah.
In the city of Rolands Landing, the city guard is on the hunt.
And third sentence.
For what?
Okay, Reese, what's the third sentence?
And as new members of Rolands Landing Polis Defence, we have begun to uncover a conspiracy.
Nice.
I feel like
summary.
Reese's could have been the first sentence, but you guys didn't.
Yeah, I
you guys
was
didn't
gonna
leave
say.
him much to.
Hey, you know what?
It's like a
Beck
blur.
did the
Alright, Chris,
who,
bring it
I
home.
did the where.
Bring it home, Chris. What's the fourth
Or-
sentence?
Fourth sentence. Impending doom from enemy neighboring kingdom Fusilla sails over the horizon.
Ooh, ominous.
Beautiful. I love it.
Goblin Cave
It's a
TV.
newspaper headline.
Welcome on in.
I'm gonna see if I can summarize it.
Straight out English essay vibes.
Yeah.
Hey, Battle, how are you?
It's so hard to say a sentence.
Now do it in haikus. Guys, your homework.
Okay, all right,
Your
we got it,
homework
we got
before
it.
next session is to write an RLPD haiku.
Is-
All right,
is
I'm
it
going to
like
give
a
you the DM's
575?
perspective, quick summary of the game so far. The city of Rolands Landing is a city-state that has existed for about 200 years since humans came and settled an area that was formerly fairly well populated with gnomish clans. There's now some tension between the humans who have colonized the area and the gnomes who lived there previously. The king of this city, King Roland, not the first one, he's not that old, he's a human, but the current King Roland has recently died, and currently the city is observing a month of mourning before his daughter, the Princess Charlotte, is coronated to the throne. Unfortunately, because Charlotte was his only heir, there is some tension between Rolands Landing and the neighbouring country of Fusilla, and the city is scared that in this moment of turmoil and unsteady politics, Fusilla might try and take advantage of that. So they up their recruitment of the Watch, the Rolands Landing Polis Defence, the City Watch, and our 4 folks over here, for reasons all their own, decided that they're going to join the Watch. Why not? They got nothing better to do. Jobs are hard to come by. So they've all joined up, been thrown in the deep end in a deeply understaffed district of the city called Illabar, which is a very low-class area backed onto the slums. It's a bad time. As they have gone, they have learned the ropes somewhat of being members of the Watch within the city, and very quickly stumbled across a conspiracy that appears to tie in a splinter group of gnomes within the city that are trying to wreak havoc and reclaim the city for gnomish people, and they appear to have some sort of ties to Fusilla, the country that is posing a threat to Rolands Landing as a whole. our 4 brand new recruits have been tasked with uncovering this conspiracy for fear of panicking the populace if it goes public. They're doing it on hush hush, the DL, and not telling anybody yet. So far, they've made some pretty good progress. They have found the current leader of this splinter group of gnomish extremists called Darkhearth's Hammer, and killed him dead.
We did.
Which was our previous session. So they're digging up some links between these two groups, and now they've just learnt that the Fastilan fleet is on its way to Rolands Landing, allegedly. So,
Oi, it's fine.
That's where
I'll
we're
take
at.
him on, man. I'll take him on. I'll
Yeah,
kill
one
him dead.
Haedrig versus the entire.
Haedrig with the Swiss
Fastilan
Army
fleet.
knife paladin. I'll fight him.
Yeah, unless they've got a
kinda
paladin
stumbled
among their
across-
fleet, they're fucked.
To be fair, Frugi, it's not necessarily that it was given to us. It's just that we found it, and
they were...
our commanders were like, "Well, you know what? Since you found it, you work it, and you let us know when you find stuff."
Yeah, it's kind of, they were
Yeah.
lucky or unlucky enough to stumble on the first real lead, which was a murder scene, which has
Wait,
kind of
no.
led down this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
There was
And at first, they weren't, the captain of the watch house that these guys belonged to wasn't aware of the scope of the conspiracy, but just wanted these guys to work it quietly so that they didn't, run to the crown and be like, there's conspiracy, and then be told that they're crazy. And there's no proof.
Also, let's be real. We're the only ones that work in that watch house.
Yeah, true.
Staffing is a
Yeah.
real problem right now.
including the 4 of us. There are 7 watch members in the Illabah Watch House.
Yeah, and 3 of them do clerical work.
Yeah. And where's Alpha Squad from? They're from a different watch house.
Alpha
Yeah.
Squad are from the High Jarrah district,
Yeah.
which is also the district that Klaus, Lachlan's character's dad, is captain of, and it's kind of the lead watch house. It's in the highest class district of the city.
Your dad's the
dad
boss
works
of
at-
Chad Littledick. That's great.
Chadwick Rumblerod.
Chadwick
Oh,
Rumblerod.
Just fucking smacked my table.
So yeah, I mean, I've been having a lot of fun with it. This is a homebrew kind of world that I've had rattling around for a long time. If you guys would like to see the story so far, we have a YouTube channel. Conveniently, it has just been dropped in chat. So when we're done tonight, if you want to head over to youtube.com/nerdsofthewest, there's a whole playlist called Rolands Landing Polis Defence over there, and you can watch them all. You can just watch them. You can just binge like a mad person for hours and catch up, basically.
How many hours is it currently taking to watch all of it?
I mean, they're
don't
like,
let them know.
20 hours.
look,
for
it's
sure.
it's like 2 hours. You'll be fine. Whole playlist of 10 D&D sessions.
Yeah, just watch them 3 videos at once at
Look,
10 times
just
speed.
grab some
You'll be done
popcorn,
in no
all right?
time.
Grab some drinks, sit yourself down, and just watch it start to finish. Don't worry about
I
it.
mean, it also contains all of our insane ramblings before.
That's true.
during,
You
and
can just
after.
skip to where we actually
Yeah,
start
then
playing the
probably
game
genuinely
and
have 2
skip
hours
these
of
bits where
gameplay.
we're like rambling nonsense, because we try to keep our gameplay segments to roughly an hour. It's a good period of time for us to focus without getting too tangential. It still happens. And it means that if you want to just jump to those bits, which should be pretty easy to find if you scrub through the video, because we've got this nice sepia background here versus the black background on the other one. I've actually been meaning to go through and add timestamps. That's on my to-do list. But you can easily smash those videos down to 2 hours each and watch them,
If you just
whenever
the
you
story.
want, one a night or whatever. Or put it on in the background and just listen in. We try to do most things verbally. We're a bit sloppy on that with the first few episodes. Try not to rely too much on the visual, because I know a lot of people want to just listen as they do other things like work. Froggy, binge whilst I work. That sounds awesome. Thank you very much. We
That's
hope
what
you
that's what
enjoy
I
your
used to
catch
do.
up. Yeah,
I had like a audiobook day. I had a podcast day, which was a D&D podcast, and then I had a music day. Like I had different days for different things.
Yeah, it's good. So yeah, that's all there if you want to catch up. That was the cliff notes. It's been a while since I've done like a full recap, so it's probably about due for one.
Did it well.
We've missed a lot of nitty gritty in there that's in those full videos, like my personal favorite character Bunny with a bunny snags.
God damn it.
It's so hard to capture all of the nitty gritty though.
It
because
is.
It's like the first
Oh,
two
it's organic
episodes
and-
were. Yeah, the first 2 episodes were welcome to the police force. You're gonna love it. Also, don't mind guard duty, or gate duty or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then from there, it just spiraled. It just
It's your
Yeah.
first day. Here's an interrogation to do. Okay.
And that was honestly
been
the
great.
easiest work we've had so far.
yeah, I missed the interrogations.
Yeah.
Man, imagine going back to that interrogation with the information we know now. What a
Oh, that no would be so
Ooh.
trucked. He wouldn't get out of there without at least a 50-year jail sentence. That means nothing to gnomes.
All right, guys. Well, now that we're in our mid-session break, we're gonna have a very quick break because we need to hydrate and dehydrate.
Dehydrate.
Water bend. So I'm gonna
Feed cats.
slap us over to a very short break, but please keep hanging out in chat. We'll all kind of come and go because some of us take longer to do our ablutions than others. So we'll chat away in chat there. Thank you, Battler Basil, for the break biddies.
Lord.
Thanks, Batty.
So we are going to be back very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few minutes to carry on with part 2 of session 11. See you soon.
New plan, boys.
Lachlan, can you explain to the people why you have a kilogram of chalky milk powder?
Throw him under the bus, yes.
I mean, I
Oh,
did actually
God.
miss that explanation,
All right,
so I could do
so-
another one.
New plan, right? I have Zone of Truth. But basically,
Oh, God.
the Chalky Milk Saga, right? So we had I've just prepared myself a chalky milk. A hot chalky milk in the break there because we have so much chalky powder that it's ridiculous. So we had like a kilo, I think it's a kilo, I was trying to look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's like a big canister of Cadbury's chalky powder, and we put it into a container or whatever in the cupboard. And we have that left over from last time. And recently, my partner just went and bought another one, and we haven't even finished the first one. And so now I'm like, we've had this one for like a year, and we haven't finished it. So now I'm having a fucking hot chalky every night so that I can get through it. And Chris pointed out a good point. He's like, well, now you just got to be wary because, you know, your partner will be like, ooh, you seem to be liking that chalky milk. I might buy some more chalky powder. Just trying to do my due diligence and try and get rid of it because we have
never-ending
so much
cycle
of it.
of chalky powder.
It's
Yeah.
now
Never
I
ending
have-
chalky.
So what you're telling me, right? Because I thought you had a kilo of chalky milk powder, but like you said you've bought a kilo, and then you have like another
Yeah.
kilo.
In addition to
less
the
than a
year's
kilo.
supply that you had already.
So you
One
have
and a
like
half.
correct. Okay,
between
sorry.
1 and 2 kilos of chalky milk powder. That's
Correction.
That's a lot.
So it turns out that the container is actually 1.75 kilos.
Oh,
What the fuck?
that is so much chalky powder.
You got like 3 kilograms of chalky powder with more on the horizon. With
Bro,
a million
just-
more well on the way.
Is this
Just
from
eat it by
Costco?
the spoonful. Cut out the middleman. Just go. Just
Yeah.
up. Chunk
Yeah,
it
Good
out.
fuck the
grief.
milk, man. Just down the powder.
No, she got it from an office supply shop because you can obviously buy like
Oh, yeah.
blend 63,
Oh,
blend
is
43.
it is it
and
is it
like-
Cos? Because I get shit from there as well. Sorry, continue.
Anyway, the point is it's the bulk version that you would put into an office. So you'd have a 1.75 kilogram thing.
So
of
what you're
chocolate
saying is
powder.
that you have an officer's supply worth.
Yeah.
Like you
Of
have a
potentially
container
50 people
of chocolate
standing in the
powder
break room.
designed to supply 50 people in your home
Yes.
of 3.
and I'm the
Kai-
only one who's
Kai.
drinking it.
Amazing.
He's got 2 officers' supplies.
He's got to.
You're just like having like 14 customers per day. Just
Also, just, he's got enough for the
weeping
PHP building.
silently.
Accurate.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, it's not like Milo, man. You can't eat that stuff with a spoon.
No, you can't. It has to be hot or like blended in with something else. Like
Yeah.
you can't have a cold version of it.
Man,
It just doesn't work.
that's funny.
Oh yeah.
So I think we need to make something with it. Like
That just reminds me of
someone said brownie.
Cake.
when we
Not
were
brownie.
young and we went to a friend's place and locked him in the cupboard because that was funny in the pantry. And then we came back like 15 minutes later to find him just eating Milo with a knife out of the container. Like, what are you doing? And he was like,
wearing a shirt.
he had no shirt on, and he was like, I couldn't find a spoon, and he's just scooping Milo out with a knife and eating
How
it.
long did you leave him locked in that cupboard for?
That was like 15-20 minutes. It was fine.
I got a question. So that's all well and funny, but why does your pantry have a lock on it?
Oh no, we
was
wedged a chair under the door handle or something. Like,
My pantry, when we moved into this place, my pantry actually had a lock on the outside of the door, right?
What, to stop the mice getting in?
That
Like,
sucks.
why would you want?
I have my.
lock?
I think it may have been to stop like their kids from getting in there,
Or
like
cats.
the previous owners' kids or cats.
Okay.
I like
Rubbing
the theory
family
that they
members out
used
of
to
it.
just lock people in there.
Yeah.
Because like there's also scratch marks on the walls inside the pantry. But that's
Jesus
for other
fucking Christ, like the chokey from
to be honest, it could be for
yeah.
keeping cats out, because I've also lived in a share house that had a cat, and the pantry had a door handle, but it was one of those like rollers instead of like a latch. So you only had to pull it, you didn't have to turn the handle. And the cat worked out how to open the door. And we learnt that because we came home one day and the cat had pulled all like 25 of his food satchels out of the cupboard, torn them open, and gone to town. So there was just cat food splattered all over the kitchen. And the cat was laying there like, I have won, but at what cost? So we had to put a child lock on the pantry.
Oh,
See,
Jesus,
for my
that's funny.
cat, I have a big, like, tub. It's like a storage tub, but the clips over the lid, and that's where my cat's food is. Because if I didn't do that, he would rip open a hole in the dry food bag, he would dig out all of his wet food packets, and he would go to town.
Yeah.
We have to contain all of the food, like all of the animal food in our house, because if I didn't do that with the dog's food, the dog would get into it and the cat would get into it.
Nah, see, the trick is with dogs, you can at least put it you can put it in height and out of the way, because dogs only work on a 2-dimensional plane. Cats work in 3D space, so
Cats are
you can't put that
3-dimensional.
out of reach from a cat. That cat's gonna get there.
That's why it gets locked away.
Hey, while we're
not
sitting
dealing
here
with-
and not playing, sorry, I'm just going to cut in because I've just noticed that, Lachlan, your camera is so far out of sync with your audio, it's unreal. Do you want to disconnect and reconnect your camera, please?
No.
It's like watching a very talented ventriloquist.
You know,
I thought that was just me.
How's that?
Well, it's better so far.
it's funny that
Sorry, carry on.
you're like, dogs only work on 2D planes. My dog is really dumb, right? So my dog knows exactly where his food. He's either really dumb or he's really lazy. He knows exactly where his food's located, and we can see him just sitting there staring at the bag.
Oh.
And he doesn't grab it. He doesn't do it. He just looks at you, and then he looks at the bag, and he goes, "Well, it's dinner time." And I'm like, "No, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. It's not dinner." And he's like, "But it is for me."
I'm pretty sure it's dinner
See,
time, actually.
we're lucky because either my dog is well behaved, which she isn't, or she hasn't worked out that she could very easily get to her food if she wanted to, because it's on the ground in like an airtight tub, but it's only like a clip. Like, if she knocked the tub over, it would probably just pop open.
Yeah.
And next to that, we keep like the big bulk bag that she could easily tear open. And she knows exactly where it is because, again, same as Reese's dog, she'll come and look at you and then walk to like the corner where it goes into the scullery where her food is, and she'll stop there and then look at you and then look at the scullery door, and she's like, "Come on,
Yeah.
it is the time."
They know.
Open door,
Sweet.
please.
Dog picks for compensation. Jump in the Discord, and I'm pretty sure there is. We go through periods of everyone posting their pet, and it's been a while. So if you've got that Discord link, I'll post it
I'm
again.
looking for pictures of smudge. I have so much random shit.
I'm
We
just
can-
gonna save myself some time and take a picture of Millie now.
I can't do it right this second because I'm using it for everybody's cameras, but we can post. Maybe I can on my phone. We can post pet tax.
I have a picture of my friend looking sad in a banana suit.
I mean, that'll do.
Just go on a
Not quite a
tangent.
pet, but good enough.
I'll take it.
Celery in this case is a large enough pantry that you could also possibly put some small appliances
It's
in.
like a it's like a walk-in pantry, but there's also like a bench
A workspace, yeah.
in there as well. It's where we have like our coffee machine and stuff that you don't want, like.
Yeah, and your
the
4
kitchen?
butlers.
Yeah, the butler has a bed in there. The maid.
It's
Should
where
we-
the butler's the butler's kitchen is, right?
Yeah,
That's-
and the
that's
butler's
a joke.
recess for card games and smoking. And the billiards room. Kye actually lives in the Cluedo house. So
The Cluedo.
They all like to. You know what's funny? They all like to make fun of me for having a scullery, as though it's some like ludicrous.
What? I never made fun of you for having a scullery at all.
Bro,
I
ludicrous
the first time I went to
luxury.
your house and you showed me the scullery, I was like, I need one of these.
See, what I find funny is you guys you all laugh about my scullery, and then you also laugh about how far away I am from the centre of the city, Perth. If you're wondering, knows the West Australia. Makes you think. But the only reason I could get a plot of land big enough to fit a scullery is because I'm far enough away from the city that the block of land is so much cheaper. All right, it's
Yes,
not that it's not
correct.
an extravagance. It's just location,
You
baby.
are correct. The 2 people I know that have sculleries both live in Mandra. You're right.
don't you have a scullery, Lockie?
Doxed, Jesus.
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You have a you.
It's
you
a pantry
I
you
have
can
heard
walk in.
you. I have heard you on more
It's-
than one
it's a
occasion
walk-in
describe it as
pantry.
a scullery.
It's
Yeah.
hardly a
pantry.
scullery.
It is kind of a
His
scullery. It's
kitchen
got-
is a scullery.
It's got benches in
Kitchen
there.
ensuite.
So it is kind of a scullery. I'm sorry that I'm looking down at the camera. I'm trying to find a picture of my dog.
Same for me,
for the
but
pet
it's 'cause I'm
tax.
trying to
Um,
order food.
Wait. Hi. Do you have a sink in your scullery?
no.
Well, then it's not a scullery.
Well, there
That's
you go.
it.
Is that the
It-
qualifying factor?
It is decided,
Yeah, a
apparently.
scullery is a room in a house traditionally used for washing up dishes.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
So you would take your dishes from the dining experience and you'd go, let me wash that up. And you'd put it into a separate room as opposed to having it in the kitchen. So then your guests wouldn't have to look at your, like, all the dishes.
So is
Right.
it literally just like a butler's kitchen?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. See, I know that because we've been watching the mansions videos. We watched
Yeah.
the mansion videos last night.
Yeah. I can't find a picture of my dog right this second, but I will post one on the Discord when we're done.
I love your dog.
If,
Oh,
Put them
you
in a
smudge.
separate room and forget those dishes for 4 days.
Yeah.
But if you guys,
Dog's
the guy
gonna-
also held his help in the scullery.
He does. I've seen them.
I don't know what their names are. I just call them the help.
The help.
Yeah. All 4 of your butlers, you just call them Jeeves, despite
Honey,
them not being
Fetch the
called
help.
Jeeves at all.
Help. What do you need? No, I was calling you help. That's a joke. I do not.
Oh,
I
wish I could afford
baby,
servants.
Sweet
Oh.
baby.
My wife keeps asking if we can hire a cleaner, and I'm like, we cannot afford to hire a cleaner. Like, who are we? The Bezoses? We're not the Bezos. I'm not paying a cleaner.
Burnses.
Nuts. Nuts.
Dude, you already have a fucking robot cleaner anyway. You should call him help.
That's true. We should. His name's actually
a-
Frank or Fred. I
Just
think.
attach several mops to your dog. And just let her run around your house.
To be honest,
They're
most of the mess in
fine.
here is her hair, so she could stand to clean up a little.
Oh, what if you shave your dog?
Ah, now there's an idea.
It's actually quite
No
bad for
hair, no
dogs.
problem.
It's actually quite bad.
Do
for
not
dogs
shave
with-
your dog.
Yeah, it's quite bad to do that to dogs if they're not designed to be shaved.
Yes. All right, we are going to jump back over to the table after I get this burp.
Have
There we
you
go.
put eyes on your
Robo-vacuum.
robo vacuum?
Grants it sentience.
Dude, that's a good idea. I should put
That-
put eyes on my vacuum.
That's what triggers the singularity.
Oh god. The turn to AI has been
Dude.
solved.
It's not these like AIs and chatbots that like Facebook and Meta and Amazon are working on. It's like a $300 robot vacuum that someone sticks googly eyes on and it goes, I can see you, father.
Daddy.
Clean the house, Roomba. I'm afraid I can't do that, Kye.
Why don't you clean the house for a change?
Terrible.
Good luck would be much appreciated, Nozza Jozza. I'm not sure if you're if you're wishing me luck or them, but I'll take it.
We'll need it.
I claim
Someone's getting luck.
I claim the luck for myself. Return the session is a miss. Can't wait to see the backup characters. I hope you guys got backup characters. Things are going to get messy.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
All right, here
What
we are.
is my
back
purpose?
at-
To clean floors.
Oh my god!
Best butter. Chris, that's what Rick and
Look,
Morty
look at
reference.
Chris
that's
enjoying
Yeah, I gathered
a Rick and Morty reference.
Chaos.
that the only
Chaos.
thing that beats
Stooped
Dark
to this
Vision
level.
is the Rick and Morty jokes.
Oh, look, there's Gary.
He was standing on my keyboard.
No.
You guys don't even need pictures of Gary. I'd call my dog over, but then she'll just want like to interact for an hour, and that would be very distracting. All right, guys, I'm going to start the timer again if you missed me describing it earlier. It's just a countdown timer where we're focused on the game rather than talking directly to your ear holes verbally. So keep an eye out for us in chat as we reply when we can, but otherwise we are going to go into focus mode as we carry on with part 2 of session 11 of Rolands Landing Polis Defence. Captain Noble opens the bottle of whiskey and pours a healthy amount into all 6 glasses and then shoves one in roughly each of your directions
Oh no.
and slumps down back into her chair. I've got to tell you guys, I really hope you've got some good news or have figured out what exactly is going on, because if the Facillan fleet is on the way, that can't possibly be a good thing. It would make sense for them to be sending 1 or 2 dignitaries over for the coronation, but not the fleet. I'm sure that our fleet will be mobilizing as soon as possible to form some sort of blockade or defense, but it's not something we want on our doorstep either way. I'm not sure how or if this ties into the stuff that we found ourselves neck deep in, or more accurately that the 4 of you have found yourselves neck deep in, but if there is a link, we need to work it out sooner rather than later. The
If
second
I
part
may ask... Oh, sorry.
the second part of this news isn't with the fleet on its way. I wouldn't be surprised if the coronation is moved up ahead of schedule. If the fleet is on our doorstep, they're going to want rock solid leadership if there is to be some sort of conflict. So nothing's been announced, but I would be very surprised if we don't learn pretty soon that the coronation is going to happen on a rushed kind of time frame. So that's something that we need to be concerned about. The princess is going to be paraded through the streets before the coronation ceremony, and that's obviously a big risk with her out in public like that. So that's something we need to prepare for as well. So please, if you've got any leads, any information, tell us what you were doing tonight. Obviously following up on something, looking at the state of you, it wasn't easy. So the floor is yours, guys. And she grabs the whiskey that she poured for herself and empties it in a single pull.
Hadric takes a sip from his. Oh god, that's worse than the beer. Shot of vodka down the hat.
Would you like me to fetch you some Illabar swamp water instead?
This'll do.
He only drinks the purest holy water.
What burns you cleans you right out.
Well, Captain, we've found a few things, especially leading to the Facillans. We believe that they're trying to infiltrate the Church of Darkarth.
Delph Dark Hearth.
Gelth Darkarth. And they're trying to intervene with a sect who are sort of radicalists, who a group of gnomes who want to see the city burn. So they're trying to turn the gnomes against the people to infiltrate the city from within. We know this by a few investigations and run-ins with a few of the gnomes and the facilins as well that we ran into at the gate. But the most peculiar thing that we found, besides them trying to stir the pot from inside the city to hopefully weaken us from the inside, is was it Madame Bourgeois' curious contraption? Marin Bourgeois' curious contraption, which one of the gnomes has run off with, which they say is some sort of super weapon.
How can you be sure that the gnomes have got this weapon?
We
saw them run off with it.
Yeah.
From
We're an escape
the workshop?
No. We went to a clandestine meeting tonight in the sewers underneath our great city. And we stumbled upon a ritual chamber with some odd ritual apparently being performed with the weapon. But as we arrived, the ringleader for this particular sect, Father Bruno of the Dark Earth Church, he gave the weapon to someone he was standing with, and they ran out of the room.
Right. So, what evidence do you have tying the facilins to this gnomish sect? I mean, it makes sense. There has always been, or for a long time, there's been an element within the gnomish community that have been unhappy with the human rule of the city, and certainly some that take things to more extreme lengths than others. So it doesn't surprise me in the least that the facilins will try to leverage it, but we need more than just your word for it.
Our first run-in, which you may remember us bringing in some bodies into this exact watchtower, was our run-in with the facilin who was commanding some gnomes. We fortunately cut them down, but we couldn't get much out of them. That led us into the investigation of the Gelth Darkhearth sect, which is the what's the hammer and sickle? What's it called? Darkhearth's hammer.
Yeah.
The hammer,
Darkhearth's
not,
hammer.
not the sickle.
Darkhearth's hammer.
Yeah.
Which we
The
then
communists
investigated. Which we then investigated because we believed that the facilins were talking with the gnomes, and particularly the sect. So we infiltrated the sect. Inside the sect, we then found this note, which is half in facilin and half in gnomish, which is a direct dialogue between Father Bruno and a facilin.
Do you bring the note out at that point when you say this? Yep. Captain Noble glances at Sergeant Chaplin as you mention the note, and she holds out her hand for you to place the note in. She skims over the first half, which has been hastily translated, and then hands it over to the sergeant. He looks at it and goes, huh, still using the same old ciphers, huh? They're too cocky over there. I reckon I could translate it. It'd take some time, but if you leave it with me overnight, I'll be able to tell you what it says in the morning. And
That would be excellent. We could only read half of it, but we didn't know what the cipher was.
the captain says, I don't know if you know this about the sergeant, if he has told you or not. He tends to be pretty tight-lipped on his past, but he used to be a member of the Royal Navy, and more than once they've captured messages from Fusilla, and so he's got some experience decoding this kind of thing, so I'm confident the sergeant can give us a good idea of what it says. And Sergeant Chaplin takes the note. Any other ideas? Anything else you guys think you need to follow up? I mean, if we're not 100% sure what their plan is at this stage, or even if there is a plan.
I mean, I
Have you
suspect
guys-
their plan is to have the fleet arrive on our doorstep while we're trying to deal with the gnome population on the inside of the city.
Hang on. Because I know Lachlan read the note, and I made a point to not use metagaming because I was looking for a fake door. Did you share with the class what was written on the note from what you could gather?
I gave it to Gabriel, but I don't think I out loud spoke to Hadrian or yourself about what was in the note. But I would have imagined that we would have discussed it as we were going through the tunnels.
I
It's
did
not
chime in
like
and- I did
there
chime
would have been
in and
information
say-
that I kept.
That's fine. I'm just gonna break the game because I was paying attention a little bit. The note that we've just handed you does make mention of poisoned wine needing to make its way to a particular place, and the fact that they have people inside.
So I'll read
wine
the
was-
part of the note that is untranslated again. You guys are free to pass the note around and read it.
The wine was in reference to the crossbows
Yes.
that we intercepted.
The crossbows that were smuggled in the wine barrels.
I was partially paying attention.
Yes. So Bruno, what did I tell you about writing to me? These petty concerns of yours are not worth the risk of our connections being found. This is the last time I will retread old conversations for the sake of your paranoia. As you are well aware, you and I both have agents within the RLPD that will ensure the wine, which is in reference to the crossbows, makes it into the city. Not that they should be necessary given the pathetic state that the watch is in. Furthermore, the fool... And then the translation ends, and the code.
Okay, so there's actually some moles within the watch that would have allowed those crossbows in, which would have also allowed the
Pauline to
the facilin to escape.
Yeah.
It's certainly concerning that they're talking about
Fucking what's his name?
agents within the watch. Unfortunately, it's not particularly surprising. I mean, we have spies in Facilla, I'm sure.
Gerald. Fucking Gerald, I bet you.
Oh.
Dude, if it's Captain Noble because she's jaded as fuck, I'm gonna be so angry and I've just handed her the note.
Yeah, we won't be needing this. Put lights up.
I'll go translate this over here in the fire.
The sergeant is the one that said he could translate it. However, the captain hands the note back to the four of you and says, Sergeant, I'd like you to go and check on the contraband that was confiscated at the gates the first day we had these four on watch. In the meantime, I think that the four of you, after you get some rest, should go and pay another visit to those prisoners up in the tower. See if you can get them to tell you what the note says. If not, we'll pass it on to the sergeant. But if we can save some time by getting it straight from the horse's mouth, that would be preferable. Not only that, but it would implicate them, and we'd have more to throw the book at them, if you will. But I can see that you're all a little worse for wear, and could use a night's rest, I'm sure. You're welcome to sleep in the bunks here, if you prefer, but if you would like your own beds, I certainly don't blame you.
Slumber party?
I think the bunks will be the best bet. We've got a lot to cover, and we need to be up early so we can start this. We have no time to waste. We should get to rest and get up as fast as we can.
Do we have spare uniforms here?
Yeah, we have our
put
uniforms that we left
original uniforms in their lockers.
Yeah, because
I
we're
forgot.
in our normal clothes.
I forgot where we changed.
here. Conveniently, it's one of the times that changing and all that other busy work is worked out for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys would certainly have...
Deadhead.
you would have your... you wore your civvies on your secret mission, didn't you?
Yeah, but with cloaks and things over
Yeah.
the top, remember?
So you're currently wearing your sort of somewhat dirtied personal clothes, but there'd be spare uniforms and such within the watch house, certainly.
Alright, well, I'm going to sleep. I need a very long rest after everything that was just thrown at us.
Dibs the top bunk, and then I just sprint to the bunks.
Oh, bless Hadrig.
God damn.
The four of you strip off, tending to the bruises and bumps and scrapes that you've taken throughout the night. And is the plan for you all just to conk out in the bunks?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yep.
I, just so that this kind of makes a little bit of sense, I take the note that we grabbed from the gnome headquarters and I just study the Fusillan writing.
Yep.
I don't expect to learn. I don't expect to learn much, but maybe I can pick up a few words that I recognize, and I can begin to learn Fusillan.
I've never seen this handwriting before. I am now fluent in Fusillan.
Scans letter. I'm fluent. I can speak like a native.
Might I
I've only
say,
ever heard of like 200 words at max.
props to Rosie and or Beck for actually trying to learn a language in a role-playing game via in-game motivation.
Yes, as opposed to just writing the new
yeah,
language
instead
on
of
the
just
sheet.
like, snap, I know Dwarven now, or something.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
everything
with
up
you,
until-
dude, 100%.
Everything up
Yeah,
until
I
now,
agree.
you've had to go into a separate channel because you're the only one who speaks Fusillan. And then all of a
Oh,
sudden
now
it's
it's
like,
gonna
oh,
be
can I
the-
come with you?
It's gonna
Yeah.
be the Rosie and Gabriel show.
Secret
Right,
missions are us.
I just can't wait for Gabrielle to start talking, and then Beck, like real life, just be like, "That son of a bitch." Like-
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Rosie, you study the letter for a little while, but before long, the fatigue hits you as the adrenaline of the evening wears off, and before too long, the four of you are in deep sleep in the bunks of the watch house. You're awoken in the morning, and immediately you know it's later than you usually sleep. Usually you're up pretty much crack of dawn to get to the watch house in time for your shifts. But the sun is well and truly up as the four of you stir to the smell of some sort of savoury food and coffee.
I hop out of bed and I put on my uniform.
Yep. You guys hear Rosie getting up and starting to get ready for the day.
Yeah, I slowly roll out of bed.
Yeah,
Yep.
eventually.
As the four
Yeah.
of you are sort of regaining consciousness, getting your bearings, there's a light knock on the door to the bunks, and you can hear Corporal Arnold's voice. Morning. You all decent?
Yes, Corporal, we are. Come in.
She opens the door and with one hand and comes in holding a fairly large tray with the other, on which you can see 4 of Bunny's snags and 4 large mugs of coffee. I heard you had a rough night. I thought you could use a bit of a pick-me-up this morning. And she comes in and places the tray down.
Well, that's very sweet, Corporal. Thank you.
The captain tells me you had a bit of a run-in last night. Are you all okay? I see you've got a few bumps and bruises.
Well, some of us are faring better than others, for sure, but thankfully one from among us, if not 2, are followers of the clerical ways, and we'll be fine.
I'm glad to hear it. I hope you're being careful out there. I know you've been thrown in the deep end somewhat, but you are proving to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling strong already. I roll real good on my muscle smarts.
Corporal Arnold, forgive my asking if it feels out of place, but do you frequent the Church of Gelf Darkrai very much?
Oh, no, I'm personally a follower of Segojan Earthcaller, and she pulls a amulet of Segojan out from under her uniform. Nothing flashy. Seems a lot like the standard ones that you've seen previously. I mean, I know people. I've had friends that frequent it. It's fairly common within the city. I know that you've had some rough experiences with some of their followers lately, but it's not at all the norm. I'm sure of that.
Fair enough. So I'm guessing, like, you telling us to say hi to Father Kieran is he's just someone that you know from the church?
Oh, I've met him in passing a few times, yes. Did you see Father Kieran?
No, we didn't. Father Bruno, who is the residing head of the church, told us that he had retired.
Oh. Well, as I say, it's not somewhere I spend a lot of time, so I suppose it could have happened any time in the last few months and I probably wouldn't have been informed.
enough. To be fair, I don't know what I was fishing for.
You're
If
trying to
anything.
weed out the whereabouts of Father Kieran, weren't you?
Well, I mean, like... if there
Hashtag
was
save Father
something-
Kieran.
Yeah.
Hashtag save Father Kieran, alright? He could be dead. We need to make sure.
True. He
Closure. But
could be
we don't
dead.
have time in our busy schedules to save Father Kieran.
We do not.
Oh,
We don't. We really don't.
yeah.
We don't.
She gestures at the food and coffee. Please, eat, drink. You need your strength.
After you,
Thank
Hadrig.
you. Thank you, Corporal
Oh,
Arnold.
I've already inhaled my snack, and
Yeah.
as someone, whoever's next to grab one before you even have a chance to eat it, I'm like, "Are you gonna eat that?"
Like we're lifting it to our lips, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Are you gonna
Are you
eat that?"
gonna eat all that?
It's like already in my mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have grabbed more. It's just that Bunny was passing, and I thought I'd fetch a few for the
It's okay, Hadrig. You can have mine. I'm not really that hungry.
The thought is greatly appreciated.
Oh!
Trying to make my mouth sound full. Hang on. The
Oh,
thought is greatly appreciated.
God damn.
Before I've been working such long shifts lately, I just wanted you to know that you're appreciated. It really takes the load off of the sergeant and I, that's for sure.
Anything we can do to help and remain upstanding, law-enforcing members of the Polis Defence?
Well, I mean, everything that I'm hearing, you're doing a wonderful job. If you have anything you need my help with, just let me know. I've got to stay at the watch house this morning. I'm on shift and we need to have someone here in case someone comes in with an emergency.
Yes, of course.
Why is there a part of me that thinks that we're trying to get something out of her?
I don't know, you're an inquisitive person.
I am. There's always something to learn.
There's always something.
Well,
Right. Well, should we head off to the watchtower and
I
go meet our old friend Gerald?
I actually have a suggestion before we go to the watchtower.
Go.
So, look, when I found that pouch full of money, do you want to know how much money's in there?
Money?
Is this your opportunity to gloat?
No. Well, so there's 200 gold pieces, as well as
Oh,
100 gold pieces worth of gems. I think, so we don't have another issue like we had in the sewers, we should buy some healing potions.
You know what? That's
Very well.
probably not a bad idea.
Big brain.
Big
Yeah.
brain. He's got the brain
I'm
smarts.
disappointed that has to be big brain energy, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Look, I gave you guys discretionary funds. I gave you a shopping session before the dungeon crawl. Not one healing potion was purchased. No one even asked about it.
that you did.
You know what? D&D 5e has a lot of options for healing. Take a nap. Have healing. Have a paladin.
It's
What
true.
more could you want?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing our current hit points are now reflective of our current level.
Yes.
Yeah, your hit points.
We
after
are now
long
level
rest go
3.
all the way up.
Yeah.
Woo! Level 3!
Level 3.
Level 3.
20 HP!
Yup.
Even as a fighter, I can heal myself.
So the
which you
four of you
guys
spend
know.
the time you need to prepare yourself. Those of you who have spells to prepare and prayers to make, give yourselves some time to have some breakfast, drink some coffee. As you do, Corporal Arnold seems to be busying himself, trying to keep at least the front of the watch house somewhat tidy.
Actually, I will ask a question of Corporal Arnold before we head off for healing potions.
Yep.
Is there any place where watch members should go and buy healing potions as like some kind of corporate discount sort of thing?
She she's currently stacking the glasses that you were drinking whiskey out of last night. Well, to be honest, they're not something that we buy a lot of. We try to stay out of the kind of trouble you seem to be finding yourselves in lately. I don't really know of anywhere that would specifically offer a discount, but I'm sure any upstanding merchant in the city would be willing to help the watch out, surely.
Which upstanding merchant would you recommend?
Well, I can't say I've
there
been
was one in
shopping for health potions recently, but if you...
But for other such various and sundry things, like, there's a term I'm thinking of.
Incendiary.
Yeah, like, you yourself must have to do the occasional shopping trip for things that are not necessarily healing potions, but may fall into a similar-ish kind of vein. I don't know. Just upstanding merchants, please. All I know are dodgy cunts. Whoop.
Well, there is, and she seems to sort of blush slightly as she's mentioning. There is a, and she leans in a little bit closer to you. There is a witch that I've bought some poultices and things, just normal things from in the past. I don't know if she sells exactly what you're looking for, but she might. She goes by Grandmother Bella. She's got a small shop in one of the alleys off the market. She might be able to help you, or at least point you in the right direction. But I just the others don't need to know that I've shopped. I've only just poultices and
Don't worry about
for
it.
healing and that sort of thing.
Don't worry about it. You pointed us in the direction of a reputable merchant, and that is where we have gone. That's all we need to know.
Yes. Just don't tell her I sent you. And she grabs the glasses and the bottle and heads off to continue cleaning. Clearly blushing quite bright red as she does.
Interesting.
I think we're about to walk into a sex shop.
Yes, something like that.
Potion
You heard the
center.
corporal, boys. Let's go.
Love potions. Here we go.
Poultices.
So, are we heading to the love potion shop or the tower?
Healing
Love
balm.
potion shop.
Okay.
Let's go to the love potion shop first. Let's
Love
get some
potion.
love in our hearts before we have to go and interact with Gerald again, shall we?
Oh, good old
Ah.
Gerald.
Gerald, Gerald.
Speak of C words.
The four of you leave the watch
no.
house, still feeling a little bit stiff and sore, but ready as you'll ever be for the day, and begin heading towards the market. It's well and truly morning. The sun has been belting down on the streets for a while. Morning mists have burnt off, and it's shaping up to be a fairly warm day. The market, as you approach, is a hub of traffic. Several canvas stalls and tents set up in the middle of the square with pretty much any knickknacks you could think of: fruits, vegetables, spices, fabrics. It's just a cacophony of sound and colours and smells. A lot of permanent stalls fronting onto the market that sell, higher class, more expensive things: weaponsmiths, jewelers, that sort of thing. And after a little bit of poking around, Rosie, you believe you found the shop front that Corporal Arnold directed you to. It's a fairly dingy but, well-maintained looking frontage. Fairly small, but it seems to be in the area that the Corporal indicated.
Does it appear to be a place where you can, is it a shop front, or does it appear more to be like a home?
It does look like a shop front. It wouldn't surprise you if the second story was a home, as a lot of shops are, but the bottom certainly seems to be open to the public. You don't see anyone entering or exiting, but...
Okay, cool. Well, I am not afraid. So I say, I open the door, and we walk into Grandmother Bella's shop.
You open the door, and rather than the little ding-a-ling of a normal doorbell, you instead hear a cowbell as you open the door.
I'm sorry, can I just
God.
quick pause on the game? Are we about to buy somebody's bathwater? Is that what I'm picking up here?
Yup, we are. with our hard-earned 100 gold worth of gems.
All right.
You enter and are immediately
cowbell.
You're immediately hit by a very sort of earthy smell of herbs, and sort of like a dry, preserved kind of smell. And you can see several branches and twigs and things hanging from the ceiling, drying, as well as many jars of poultices and pots of various substances that you can't really tell what they are at a glance. There is a section immediately behind the front counter that has many, many rows of identical small vials, sitting in front of which is this wrinkled old lady who looks up as you enter from her knitting. Oh, a customer. Come in. See old grandmother Bella. I don't recognize your face, but I know what you're here for. And she grabs one of the vials, places it down on the counter. We've had a fun night last night, I'm sure, but we have to be careful not to get ourselves in too deep with consequences of our actions. So,
Grandma, please
take a swig of this and you'll be right as rain. 24 hours before or after, and it'll do the trick. No worries.
This is customer service. I didn't even tell her we were after healing potions. Thank you, Grandma.
Yeah.
As Hadric enters behind, she sort of looks from Rosie to Hadric and says, "Oh, is this your friend? Is it a lovely young man?"
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
the babies we would
info.
produce.
Not with this you won't love.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You must be mistaken. I'm just like... Unfortunately, we're not here to procure some, erasers.
Oh, well then, congratulations. I'm sure you'll be great parents. And she turns to put the vial back.
What? Rosie, what did you say to her?
It's not a health potion, dude.
Oh.
Well, these are my best sellers, but I have other options available. What is it that grandmother can help you with?
We are looking for health potions, or perhaps a place to find health potions, if you can oblige us, please, ma'am.
Quick, back on your feet after taking some blows. Well, I certainly can perfect such a thing. Easy to be done. Not my most popular product, but I keep a few on hand just in case. How many would you be after, young lady?
How many you got?
Oh, well, and she scurries off to a cupboard she's got behind her and pulls out a wooden crate that she plonks down on the counter, blows some dust off the top of the bottles. They appear to be of various shapes and sizes, not the production line-like consistency of the small vials behind her. You make out 9 bottles in the crate, and she says, well, this is all I've got on hand. I could always make more, but I say I have other revenue income.
How much do you sell them for?
Oh, well, the smaller ones, and she picks up a sort of cup-sized flask that makes up the bulk of them. I could let these go for, say, 45 gold each. The larger, and she points to 2 that she's got in there, these are more potent, more concentrated, and these ones would be 200 gold.
Pretty sweet.
45 gold piece.
Yeah, 45.
I have 6. This is why I didn't buy health potions last time, alright? I keep giving my money away to people.
That's right.
What, you have 6 gold? Yeah, but Hadric just said that he had 200 gold, like 200
300. I currently have 300
worth of gold.
So the smaller ones are potions of healing, which are 2d4 plus 2 health, and the larger 2 are greater healing, which are 4d4 plus 4.
Ooh.
I think for what we need, we probably don't need anything bigger than just standard potions of healing for now.
I can buy all 7.
Talk for the weaklings. I'm gonna need a couple of big ones if I get hurt.
I mean, I feel like having a couple of small ones would get us out of trouble in a pinch.
I
Whereas
think that's all we need, is we just need to get out of trouble in a pinch, because we have a paladin and we have a cleric that have healing slots.
Well, if you ask me, we don't even need health potions. We seem to have
Alright,
been
mister, I rolled a 10. Alright. Piece of shit. Someone had a good sleep last night.
Oh, he woke up on the right side of the bed and he's like, I could take on the whole of Fusilla. Let's go,
As
boy.
you guys are discussing how many to purchase, Granny leans back in a chair and starts packing a pipe with some dried leaves from a drawer in the desk. So, looks like you four are members of our fine city watch, are you?
Yes, ma'am. Just trying to do right by our fine city.
That's lovely, that's lovely. Streets are dangerous these days, and she strikes a match on the table and lights the herbs in her pipe. Well, it's good to see we've got some young blood looking after the old folks like myself.
How long have you been in the city, ma'am?
Oh, since I was a lass. I was born here, my girl. Born here. Almost lost count of the years, but I'll be turning 79 this summer.
Wow.
Oh, it's a human. Okay, yeah.
Just had to
That's a child!
Childish gnome.
Yeah. I just sort of go, 80. You don't look a day over 50, ma'am.
Oh, you flatterer.
How many potions are we after?
Do you happen to do discounts for the Polis Defence?
Discounts? She leans back and puffs on her pipe a few times. Well, I'm not known for them.
Well, what if I can add a little bit more? What if we buy all 7 of your normal potions?
Well, it would be good to clear out some of the old stock, I suppose. What do you propose, young man? What's your counter offer, as they say down at the horse markets?
Well, what if I buy all the all the smaller potions for 30 gold each?
30? Well, that is quite a steep discount. Word got around about that, I'd be out of business. We'll call it even 40. Save you 5 gold a piece, and I'm doing my part for the city.
We could
See,
afford
the
that.
thing is, right? We don't have the best paying jobs, and if you
tragic.
you could if you could lower your prices a little bit, maybe you could drum up some business. You know, helping the Polis Defence. You know, that would go a long way.
Sorry, I'm just gonna, just for 2 seconds, I'm just gonna. Are we able to smell what she's smoking? I'm just seeing if this is a potential avenue to investigate.
It's a sweet, herby kind of smell.
Do I know what it smells like as a degenerate that's lived on the street for 300 years?
Jesus.
I suppose so. It's some, form of pipe weed, pretty common.
Is it illegal?
No. Not illegal.
All right,
Nice try.
What? How does 35 per bottle sound?
I'll tell you what. You promised to tell absolutely nobody. And you got yourself a deal, young man.
Easy, done. 35.
Can't have word of discounts getting out, Next thing you know, people will be asking for them left, right, and center.
We would never dream of that, ma'am. We'll only spread the good word. You will only see customers here to buy your love potions and your health poultices.
Love potions? Don't be ridiculous.
You know what?
No such thing, my dear. No such thing. Now, lust
Well,
potions. That's a thing.
You sure you didn't want to pick one of those up for a discount, Hadrig?
I'm all good. Here's your 245 gold pieces, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful, and she starts counting them.
Some of it is gems.
Well, first comes 1, then comes 2, and after that is 3.
Oh dear, I've lost count. Let me start again.
Back in my day, this was so much easier.
Well,
7
it's...
hours later.
I'd like to say it's been a pleasure, but you robbed an old woman of her dinner.
Oh.
No,
Hadrig,
I'm
how could
only
you?
kidding. But
Just think of the stock take next year. You won't have to worry about counting these stupid health potions that you're never going to sell because who needs a health potion when they're having sex?
Well, you'd be
What?
surprised.
Damn.
This is a sex shop?
The sex
Hadrig's
cauldron.
trying to keep-
wait a
I thought they
minute.
closed that place down.
Gotta keep limber.
Well, is there anything else I can help you find folks with?
Oh?
Oh.
There's a part of me that's like, would cupiding people with love or lust potions work at distracting them in combat?
Are you asking if she has potions of charm?
Well, that's exactly what she has.
Oh,
Like, I'm
possibly.
wondering if it would be beneficial. I don't think so. I think it's fine. I think health potions is enough. And this experience in our memories forever.
You sure you don't want to
Alright.
pick up a memento?
Alrighty.
Well-
alright.
I've got the 7 bottles. I'm gonna split them up. So there's 2 for you, Rosie.
Thank you.
And then there's 2 for you, Klaus.
Thank you.
And then I turn to Gabriel and I go, well, since someone just got 12 hit points, there's 1 for you and I'll take the other 2. And then I just walk out.
Bear?
Watch him leave, and I'm like, I just watch him leave, and I'm like, hit points.
Yeah.
Hit points. Cool. So add your love potions to your inventories because I'm not keeping track of them. That's your job.
1 health potion.
And if you guys
In
go,
inverted commas.
who's got the health potions? I didn't write them down. Then no one's got the health potions.
You're right. It says here that I have an extendable hook in my inventory.
Yeah, 100%.
I has made every effort to remove every hook from every possible corner
Hooks
of
have
the
not
city.
been invented in this universe.
So is this just a standard potion of healing?
It is, yes.
Yeah. 1d4 plus
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2 is 4.
2 plus 2 is 4.
It's the Simpsons.
I'm just
right?
gonna look it up when I need the healing next.
Well, if any of you find yourselves in a sticky situation, you know where to find me. She knocks out her pipe and picks up her knitting and starts getting back to it.
Thank you, Grandma Bella.
Have a good day, ma'am. And then we just leave. Let's just go. Let's get out of here.
The cowbell clangs as you exit once again. Back onto the bustling streets.
Not gonna lie. Good choice, Rosie.
Don't thank me. Thank Corporal Arnold.
Corporal
All
Arnold's
right.
go-to.
Yeah, he's sus.
She just occasionally frequents it. All right, it's nothing major, nothing like out of the way, just occasionally.
Oh, I get it now.
Are you in character or is that Reese?
I'll let you guys
Now I
decide.
get it.
Where to next?
All right. So now that we've done that, what was the next
See-
step?
We're
The
off to
tower.
We're gonna go see
Diddle-doo.
Hadrig's best friend.
Hadrig's best friend.
Oh, fuck me.
Best friend.
2 best friends that anyone could have.
You make your
Two
way
friends chilling in a hot tub.
from the market in Illabar through the hive, the tightly packed mass housing in the area, and make your way down to the tower. Knocking on the door. A few moments later, the plate slides across, and the familiar piggy little eyes look down at you.
Ah.
Oh. Closes again. The door opens. You four again. What now? Come to check my work again, have you?
I just step in front of Hadric and I'm like, Sir, we need to re-question the Fusillan prisoners that we came to visit yesterday.
Well, help yourselves. You're not going to get anything out of them. They speak that gibberish language of theirs.
You are just the master of culture, aren't you, Gerald? Just...
He slumps
Hey, you
back
know
down
what?
into his chair, picks his feet back up on the desk.
Yeah. Don't help us or anything, mate. Just make yourself comfortable. We'll take care of the rest. You're probably overcome with all the work that you've got to do.
Maybe
where
we
they
should
are.
stay on track. Well, Gerald, thank you ever so much for assisting in our investigation. It won't be necessary for you to attend us. We shall carry out our business and be gone.
Go on.
He picks up the remnants of a meat pie from the desk that has been sitting on some piece of fairly important looking paperwork and takes a rather messy bite of it as he just waves his hand dismissively towards the stairs.
I'm gonna get that
Some pie spills out onto the table.
Oh,
it's
God.
the last thing I do.
Gerald.
Piece of shit. Alright. Well, I'll follow your link.
Alright, up we go.
Yep, up we go.
Cool.
Here
Let's
we
go see these
go.
Fusilans, and hopefully we can, I think the plan will be that we can separate them and see if there's an interrogation room in here somewhere that we can use.
You guys begin making your way up the stairs, back up to the 4th floor for cell 42, where you found them last time. Are you trying to stealth like you did last time, or are you just heading straight to the cell?
Straight to the cell.
Yeah, we're pretty much headed there for questioning, so let's make no appearances of being stealthy.
You guys make your way to the bars. All 3 of them are still in the cell, which is a relief. They all appear to be relaxing, for lack of a better term. They don't seem concerned. They're not pacing or anything like that. They're all just laying back, staring at the roof or sitting on the edge of the beds. They kind of look up at you as you approach, but don't get up or say anything.
I suppose you're all waiting for me to take the lead on this.
I mean, we can't speak Fusillan, but I think we need to take them out one by one out of the cell. I don't think it's going to be any good having them all together at the same time.
Yeah, I suppose so. What are you worried that they won't corroborate the same story?
Yeah, I guess if they're together, then they're not going to tell us what they know if they know that their friends are in the room.
Very well. Well, I talked to them before, and the names of these fine gentlemen are Ben, Jean, and Gabriella, by some coincidence. Ben seemed to be sort of the ringleader from among them, and if anyone is to know a secret cipher, perhaps it's him.
As you guys are talking back and forth, Gabriel, you notice that Ben's eyes seem to be sort of following you guys as you speak back and forth. He's kind of got this half smile on his face as he watches you talk.
Very well. If we're going to separate them, we're going to need the keys off Gerald.
Yeah. The keys of Gerald and also interrogation room. So.
Hey, Hadri, you want to go get the keys?
I am not talking to that fucking man
I'll go and get them. I haven't irreparably damaged our relationship with Gerald yet.
Yeah, I'll go with Rosie as well, so we can find a interrogation room.
I'm sorry, that man let a prisoner free. Fuck that guy.
Like, that's fine, but we don't need him actively working against us, Hadrig.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's the mole, and he's letting them out one by one.
Then when we go and get the keys, I'll do an insight check. How does that sound? Let's do that.
Oh, truth detection tech. Why didn't we think of that before?
Zone of truth.
Tell him we have dark vision too. I'm sure it'll help.
See into the dark pits of your soul.
Like something from Daria.
Sure, so Rosie, you head down the stairs again. You find... I fucking spaced on Gerald's name. Gerald. You find Gerald where you left him. Feet kicked up on the desk, and he seems to be sucking the remnants of the pie off of his fingers.
Oh.
Was it a good pie, Gerald? Friendly and humble. That's what we're exuding here.
Not bad, lots of gristle, just how I like it.
Gotta love getting what you like, don't you?
Quick side note, Rosie, you're halfway out your camera.
I was just sitting in my chair. So, Gerald, terribly sorry about my half-orc compatriot. He's not got a lot of manners.
Oh, yeah. Typical.
But we've come to the conclusion that we will need to interview the prisoners separately, and in order for us to do that, we are going to need keys to those cells.
The keys? Well, that's not something I can just hand out like candy, you know?
And I totally understand.
There's paperwork, you know, there's, of course, the administrative fees.
Now, are you honestly trying to tell me that for a member of the Watch to request to speak to a prisoner and obtain keys for that person's cell in a government building, I have to bribe you in order to do it?
Oh, such a dirty word. Look, he shuffles around and pulls out a stack of 3 or 4 pieces of paper and puts them on the desk in front of you. Either you can go back to your watch house, get signatures here, folds the page over, here, reason for request here, turns the page over, you get this countersigned by a member of another watch house. I mean, you could do that, or, and he closes the page and sort of flicks it aside, there's a small fee to bypass the bureaucracy. I'm trying to help.
I will give you...
option 3, Gerald.
The 3 of
that-
you are upstairs. Rosie is down with Gerald.
No, I went
No.
down with Gerald. With
Oh,
Rosie.
did Klaus come?
Yeah, Klaus came
Okay.
with me.
So
he's
or
just
Gerald, option
offered-
3 is that you give us the keys, we go up there, we go interrogate them, or I go back to the captain and tell him that you wanted a bribe and that you are overstepping the bounds here.
And hear me out, Gerald. Here's the thing. 1 gold now in exchange for some keys is far less. Because here's the thing. If I give you that, I will be reporting you. 1 gold now is far less than a pension and a retirement. So you can make the decision. You can take this gold now and then have no money going forward. Or you can keep the money you have going forward and into your, what I can only imagine would be very comfortable retirement.
Okay. Each of you, I believe Rosie, that's probably more of like a...
It's a persuasion.
yeah, probably more of a persuasion.
It is very close to intimidation.
I think Klaus's was definitely more intimidating.
Yeah.
So if you would each like to roll those.
Sheesh.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah, it's a 9. I'm taking the intimidation hit though.
He sort of seems taken aback by your refusal to pay the administrative fee. He sits up and says, I mean, look, I've been here a long time. I've got friends in higher places. I mean, you can't just, look, and he throws the key in your general direction and says, you're new here. You'll learn how things work, but for now, just get out of here, do what you gotta do, and then leave me in peace.
Nice one, Klaus.
Cool. And where is your interrogation rooms from here?
We've got interrogation rooms. We've got some empty cells a bit further up on the 5th floor. You can use those.
Close
Hello.
enough. Thank you, Jerome.
Thank you very much, Gerald.
Flicks
I like how that guy's more of a traitor than fucking Gabriel.
Dude, he's the mole. He's the mole.
He's not the mole, he's just a leak.
God.
God damn. All right, so we head up, and then I see Gabriel and I hand the keys over to Hadrig. Well, actually, Hadrig, if you'd like to take one of these, Gabriel, you can obviously have the discussion with him, and we'll take him up to one of the cells on the next floor.
Sure.
I don't trust me with the keys, hey, Klaus.
Oh, I thought that you would be better
Relax,
to have the
relax. I'm just
discussions.
pulling your leg. Let's go.
You can have the keys if you want. God damn.
So who's going with Gabriel for a chat first?
I guess I would be going with Gabriel to have the chat.
I actually meant which of the prisoners.
Oh, Ben.
Gabriel,
I
you know
should
their
say.
names. Jean, Gabriel, and Ben.
Yep. I'll
Jean.
take Ben at first.
Yep. The guy who seemed like the de facto leader last time he spoke. Also the one that sucker punched you last time.
Yep, that guy.
I mean, someone has to be the leader now that Pauline is very dead.
All right.
As
Very
you...
gonna-
Sorry.
I'm going to open this. Hadrig, can you cuff this gentleman? And Gabriel, if you can call him over.
Yep.
Yep. I give a
Okay.
whistle and a hand gesture.
He sort of raises an eyebrow and smirks as he gets up and starts walking towards the door. He says in Facilin back to his friends, "See, I told you we'd be out of here in no time."
Just sucker punch him.
Hadrig, you brandish your manacles.
Yep. I'm gonna need your hands, sir.
Ben looks
the other
at you,
two, step
Gabriel,
back from...
and says,
Please step back.
"I assure you this is not necessary."
It's pretty necessary.
He does say that in Facilin, Hadrig.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What's he saying?
Give us your hands, mate.
Sick of
gonna put
blur.
these on.
He's like...
He rolls his
Bonjour.
eyes.
What did he
and
say? What did he
presents-
divulge?
presents his hands.
Yeah, put the manacles on him.
Yep.
Sweet. Out he comes, close the door behind him, lock it with the other two still inside.
No worries.
And up we go to the empty cells.
Yep.
in floor 5.
Looking at the two keys that
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna interject. While they're doing that and going upstairs, I just start saying random words to these cells to practice.
What the fuck?
nice.
Just start being like, bonjour, guten tag, konnichiwa.
That is.
Try and figure out.
It's Rosie's
the end.
trying to learn Facilin. They're like, this is torture. This
Oh
is
god, we'll tell you anything.
Butchering their mother tongue.
Yeah, she's just trying to have a conversation. so-
Rosie's gonna learn an entire language by the process of elimination, right? Like trial and error. She's just going to make every combination of sounds until she gets some sort of recognition from the facility.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So Gabriel and Hadrig. Who's got the keys? Sorry, Klaus.
Yeah, I have the keys.
Okay, and are you all? The three of you are heading upstairs while Rosie spitballs.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep. Okay.
Someone needs to keep an eye on the prisoners.
Klaus looking
Look,
at
I
the.
Rosie can come with. Like the cell's locked again.
No, she's letting Fusilla do. Didn't you hear her?
I'm going to do something to have it kind of make sense. Okay, for the sake of this, I now officially know Fusilin. So
Yeah.
what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to make it look like I'm going upstairs with the others.
Yep.
And instead, I'm going to enter into a sneak mode in the hopes that the others think that I've gone upstairs. But I'm actually going to wait by the cell door in the hopes that they reveal some secrets.
Sure. Give me a stealth check.
Thank you.
That's a good plan. That's an excellent plan.
Hmm.
22.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Nice.
As the others begin leading Ben up the stairs. You follow for a few paces, and then
I just sort of like clomp up behind them, and I'm like, I'm coming, guys. And then as my echo carries on up the staircase, I like stop. My feet become silent, and I just slowly walk myself back downstairs.
Nice. If you'd rolled lower than a 20, Ben would have just been like, very stealthy, hiding outside the cell door there. Good job. But that was such a good roll that even he doesn't notice you fall behind and stop following.
Nicely done.
Klaus, looking at the 2 keys that you were given by Gerald, one of them has a tag on it that says 42. The other has a tag that says 54. You head up past the last few occupied cells before ending up on the middle of the 5th floor and at an unoccupied cell, number 54.
Cool. So we head on in. It's an empty cell, I imagine.
It is.
There's absolutely nothing in
No
there.
raving lunatics.
Alright. I'd like to enter the cell with my 3 compadres and Ben.
Yep.
And then lock the cell door with all 3 of us in.
Sure.
I'm not stuck in here with you. You're
stuck in here with me.
Start beating him up.
Alright.
Ben walks straight over to the bed and sits down. He just sort of looks from one to the other of you with this sort of bemused grin on his face.
Alright, Gabriel. Take it away.
All right.
Alright, so shall we
See what I
deafen
can do.
everybody?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, guys.
I haven't
I'm gonna
cast a
get
spell
myself
yet,
some food while you do that.
but I think that we're gonna loosen up Ben first, and then double back once he has already said some things.
No worries. Once we've wrapped up this, I've extended the timer just a little bit so we can get through this interaction. So once we've gotten through this interrogation, we'll probably call it there anyway. So if you guys want
I'll try to be
to
quick.
eat or whatever, you're welcome to. But I'm muting you now. I will undeafen you shortly.
Alright.
Bye.
See
Bye.
you.
Don't want to mute Chris.
Hopefully you can still hear me.
We can still hear you. Okay, Gabriel, it's just you and me now.
Oh boy. Oh, Nelly. All right. Just to reiterate for chat, please listen and gasp and in shock and awe, but please do not type anything so that the others know, because this is supposed to be
Yes, this is a secret little room with just
interaction.
you and me, and Gabriel, and the others don't know what's going on because they don't speak the Scythian. So keep it between us. Shh, it's a secret.
At first, I introduce myself again and say, well, Ben, it's me again. Remember old Gabriel, old buddy, old pal?
I remember. Have you come to get us out like you promised? I didn't quite expect such a large rescue party, but I'll take it.
Not quite, I'm afraid, Ben. You'll be stuck here a little longer. I'm going to touch on that in just a moment, but for now, let me spill the beans to you. My friends are here under the impression that you'll be able to divulge information that they found in a note that was sent by Benoit himself. Of course, you and I are probably on the same page about not wanting members of the beloved Rolands Landing Polis Defence to know the contents of this note, but nonetheless, I shall make it seem as though that's what I'm talking about. Are we clear?
Well, of course.
Let me just...
Do you have this note on you?
I do not on my person, but my companion over here, Klaus the dwarf, he has it. Partially, it has been translated, so my friends are onto something, but the crucial information toward the end was not translated quite yet. It details the arrival of the Fusilan fleet within a few days. Perhaps you've heard, perhaps you haven't.
Well, they must be on schedule then. It seems about right. Not long to wait now.
Indeed. And I had to keep this bloody charade going just a little while longer, but in the meantime, if you do wish to be freed from this prison, perhaps there's something I can do about it.
Well, I would love to discuss this The sooner we get out, the sooner we can get back to work. You'd better show us this note then, if I'm supposed to be translating it for you.
Very well. But first, I'm sure you'll understand, in order to keep up this charade, I must, slap you.
Payback for last time, I see.
Yes.
Well then, and he spits on the floor at your feet. Better make it look good.
I give him a nice big slap across the face, quite convincing, and then I shout with a raised finger at him in Fusillan. I say something totally unrelated, like, "Your grandmother smells of elderberries."
He spits again.
At this moment,
Pig.
I want to gesture to Lachlan to hand over the note. Is that something you want to?
Yeah, no, we're going to assume that he's going to hand that over,
Yeah, okay.
since that's what you came here to do.
I allow him to read the note for himself.
Well, you tell me you can read this code, but just in case you can't, we may as well be on the same page. Bruno, what did I tell you about writing to me? These petty concerns of yours are not worth the risk of our connections being found. This is the last time I'll retread old conversations for the sake of your paranoia. I can tell you Bernard will not be happy about this. Having to repeat himself? Not a fan. As you're well aware, both you and I have agents within the RLPD, and he winks at you, that will ensure the wine make it to you in the city. Not that it should be necessary given the pathetic state the watch is in. Yes, we were supposed to get through the gates, but
What's this?
never mind. I'm sure that we can arrange for them to be collected. Furthermore, the fool of an inventor suspects no ulterior motives in the grant he received to move his workshop into the city. This will leave the weapon within easy reach of you and your agents. Be sure to leave nothing that leads back to your group when you take it. Do what you must to help the watch in blaming the man's assistant. That little rat. I hear he got away. Never mind, he shouldn't pose too much of a problem now. As promised, our fleet is already on the way. Good. Once the girl is dead and the royal line is brought to a permanent end, a Fusillan peacekeeping force will arrive at the city to ensure a smooth transition and of course to execute any survivors within the watch, as a gnomish leader is chosen and installed on the throne. Unlike you, I do not require constant reassurance and am confident that your marksman will perform his task with the precision you promised. Blah blah blah. Do not contact me again until the job is done. Benoit Tremblay. Well, I find it quite amusing. I'm sure that you know as well as I do that there will be no deal with these gnomish scum once we take the city. Once the raiding, the looting, the pillaging, and the burning is done, there will be no city left for the gnomes or anyone else to rule over. This land will be ours for the taking.
That is a future I look forward to just as much as you. Well, now that you're aware of the approaching fleet and the ongoing plans that Benoit has laid out, allow me to offer that perhaps tonight shall be the jailbreak that you and your friends enjoy.
Ah, what is your plan then, friend?
I think I can curry favour with the gentleman downstairs in charge of the keys. I'll arrive in the dead of night, share a drink with him perhaps, offer to do some cleaning, apologise for the roughness of my friend's demeanour, and then perhaps while he's asleep or dead, I can snatch the keys and let you out.
Not a terrible plan. The man is an oaf. It certainly won't be difficult to dispatch of him. Well, there's not much I can do to help you from here, but wish you good luck as a fellow countryman and look forward to my freedom and watch all the pretty lights as the city burns beneath our fleet.
Long live Fusilla. And one more thing. I'm sorry. And I slap him again.
He sort of looks angry for a moment before squashing it down. He spits on the floor a third time and sort of shoves the note back towards you fairly aggressively. And I'm going to bring the others back.
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, Jesus.
We're back.
You guys...
Dr. Kye.
You guys see Gabriel begin a conversation with the man on the bed. After a few words back and forth, the man spits on the floor at Gabriel's feet. Gabriel responds with a swift slap across the man's face.
Damn.
The man spits on the floor again, this time slightly stained with blood. He then grabs the note from you, Klaus, and shoves it in the man's direction. The man opens it and appears to be reading from it, although from time to time he's not actually looking at the note, he's just speaking to Gabriel. You're no expert, but to you guys it kind of sounds like what he's saying in like a mocking tone, perhaps. Once the reading is done, Gabriel slaps the man a second time. Harder than the first, if anything. And the man spits at his feet once again as he thrusts the note back into Gabriel's hands and then falls into a sullen silence.
So, what do you say?
Well,
Yeah, how'd you go?
first, I think perhaps it's a good idea to put old Ben here back into the cell he's supposed to be in. Make sure that's locked nice and neat. I don't think we'll be needing to speak to the other two, to be honest.
Okay.
I'll let you know outside.
All right.
Alright.
Let's take him back to his cell and then.
Yeah. Hey,
we'll,
where's Rosie?
Yeah, where is Rosie?
A good question, actually. Let's go back to the cell. Maybe she's talking to Gerald.
Rosie, I'm not going to bother muting the others since you don't have a full understanding of the language yet, but you do pick up a few phrases that you're starting to piece together, you think. You definitely get the hint of concern from their voices. And you hear, no, don't worry. And what if he says something? What if he talks? Never. He will never talk. This isn't all in one string. You catch it sort of across several sentences. There's still bits where they talk too fast and you can't quite separate the words. But you think you're starting to catch on to some of the phrases, and that's sort of what you glean is basically just them concerned about this man giving some sort of information away. Whereas the other seems confident that he won't.
Won't break.
Uh,
We're going to come down the stairs and.
Your compatriots come down the stairs, leading the man they took away.
Stairs. Hello, Rosie.
Hello. Did he give you anything?
Oh, yeah. Did he give you anything? Well, did they give you anything, I should say?
Get him back in the cell first, and then we'll share notes. I don't wanna.
Alright, cool. I unlock the cell. We usher the man in, and then we close the door behind.
As you go to close the door, he puts his hands out with the manacles on and sort of shakes them in your direction.
I take the manacles off.
Rubs his wrists as he steps back into the cell.
I just like look in and go, oh boo-hoo.
I double check that the door is
Goodbye.
firmly secure.
Yep.
And I said, let's head downstairs and we'll talk outside. We don't really want to talk. Have Gerald in our ears.
You head
We don't really
downstairs.
want to be around Gerald.
You find Gerald not kicked back in his chair, but kind of leaned over some of the paperwork sprawled across his desk. He seems to be sort of half-heartedly shuffling it around.
That's good. I was worried he was dead for a second.
Mumbling something under his breath about administrative fees. Oh, done then?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
are.
are.
Yeah. Here's your keys.
Sort of snatches them out of your hand.
Hopefully you can keep them in a safe place so no one else gets out.
And hopefully they won't fall behind some weird, like, pay gate system. Oh, it's so weird, that one.
Loop up system.
For your
Pay to win?
information, no one's ever escaped from this prison. Not under my watch.
Okay, well that's
That
definitely...
one guy that did.
Get me out of here.
That's-
Let me.
Oh.
Oh, I'm
Bloody
out.
hell.
I'm going home.
All right,
Fuck
Gerald,
this.
that's definitely not true. Either you're lying or just incompetent, and we are out of here.
All right, I drag both Hadrig and Rosie out of here.
You tried to shake me down. I'm gonna be offended.
I'm gonna put that man through a table. I do not care.
The four of you leave to the background noise of Gerald mumbling to himself, and you guys leave back into the mid-morning sun of Rolands Landing. Would you guys like to have your debrief now, or shall we save that for next time?
Ooh, cliffhanger.
Ooh. Do you reckon it's cliffhanger like information or?
Go on. Yeah, cliffhanger.
All right, cliffhanger it is.
All right, cliffhanger.
Those of you hanging out in chat, it's no cliffhanger for you guys. You know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It's only a
Yeah.
cliffhanger for 3 of them, and that's just all the better.
You can't leave us in the dark, man. We need a fix.
Even though you have dark vision.
Yeah.
Got him.
So as the four of you
Good
leave the
one.
tower with varying levels of information, we will call it for tonight and head back to our table talk chats.
Yay.
Hi everybody, thank you all so much for bearing with us. Sorry I had to extend the timer a little bit there, but we wanted to end after that conversation, not right before it. That would be an awful cliffhanger. While we were gone, Ninja Puffin 1, thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. And Celeste Bloodrain for the follow. Thank you very much. It's a sick name, by the way. Again, hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. And I saw Grimbeard Adventures in chat. Fellow adventurers going to lurk for a bit. Thank you very much for the like. Hope you caught a little bit at the end there that intrigued you, that you found interesting. Same goes for everybody else in chat. I hope you guys enjoyed that little privileged information you got. That you get to lord over the players. You know?
I'm guessing you've informed them that they're actually not supposed to share it, so that we don't know what it is.
Yeah, we mentioned that before
Okay.
before we started. Just make sure no little sneaky leaks get in there. Not the end of the world, of course. I mean, we're all grown ups and not metagamers. Are we? Are we? But it's
That's
nice to have some
right.
genuine
Huh?
secrets as well.
Huh? What?
I would never.
What did you guys think of that
Ooh.
session? Find out anything interesting? What's
That
your
was
What's your
very cool.
suspicions for the note before Gabriel reveals what he learned next session?
I think the note is going to give the name of their main contact over here.
Hmm?
Interesting.
Good
I'll be
guess.
upset if the fucking main contact is Pauline.
Someone we've already killed.
Well,
Whatever happens, Pauline must not die.
Yeah. Pauline talking
Pauline
to
is
Bruno,
the only
and
one
it's
who
like,
can stop this.
Pauline's actually a double backflip triple agent and working for the crown of Rolands Landing. Whatever you do.
He's a good guy.
Turns out Pauline is Jacinta Noble.
Haha.
I mean, otherwise I think he's laughing because the fleet's already here, maybe.
Yeah, well,
So-
the
Well, no,
the
because
captain,
we have
was-
intel from the captain and the sergeant that it's a few days out.
like, it's
Oh, I
on the
forgot-
way.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
It's on
forgot
the
to
way.
ask him how long it takes for a ship to get from there to here.
Well, the
Surely that would be-
conversations you had with the sergeant suggested that if they had set sail 2 or 3 days ago, it would only take them another 2 or 3 to get here, depending.
Okay, alright. We've still got some time. We've still got like
still got a couple of
20
days.
sessions. Alright.
Yeah.
Look, it's already halfway through the first day since you learned this information, all right? Time's running out. There's a fleet bearing down on the city.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I guess some more information about the weapon.
Oh, no,
Oh, Nozzle Jozza, thank you so much.
For
Ah!
6 months in advance as well.
Oh. Mwah. Thank
Dude,
you
thank
so
you.
much. It means a lot. 7 ads, yeah, that's a bit brutal. Unfortunately, it's not something we can control. That's all Twitch doing Twitch things. But thank you so much for the sub. It means a lot to us. I'm glad that you enjoyed what you saw so far. And I hope you enjoy next week because things are going to get spicy. Spicy.
Ooh, Nelly.
Oh no.
But
One
Sorry,
thing
Lucky,
I-
continue.
One thing I think it might be worth doing, just because I don't think we've done it all session, is just a quick little nerd speech for some of the new people that have followed.
Yeah, definitely. I tried to do one mid break, but you go back. You got spiels for days. You dobbed yourself into this one.
Yeah, I did. So thank you to everyone who's joined us tonight. We are nerds from Nerds of the West. I am Beck. You've also got... I can't remember who's next to me. Hang on, I need to pull up.
Lachlan.
What's the name of the
Yeah.
person I've spent 40...
I'm Beck. You have Lachlan next to me. Reese after that. Chris, and then our lovely DM Kye. We are part of a board gaming and video gaming group called Nerds of the West. So it is a bunch of us that stream at different times in the week. We play both board games like your Settlers of Catan and more advanced, and that sort of thing in our studio on Saturdays. We play D&Ds on Fridays, and we get the occasional video game stream throughout the week from both myself and Reese. And whoever feels like jumping on and playing some video games. So we're a bit of a variety channel, and if that feels like your jam, please hit the follow button and stick around. And we also have a YouTube channel that we upload a lot of our stuff to. Not all of it, mostly just our board games and such. But, yeah. I worry whenever someone joins during like one of my streams alone, or one of like Reese's streams alone, or the D&D stream or whatever, that they're like, this is all that you do.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do
only play this.
We do so much. So
we do a lot.
As our bread and butter, I suppose, is board games. That's our big stream of the week, is on Saturdays in our purpose-built custom studio that is for board game streaming, and it's sick. And you guys will love it if you enjoyed tonight. This is the low effort version of our stream. The set has lights you can control. It has like crazy camera angles. It's got a blue screen built into the table. It's nuts. So if you enjoy board games or just watching us and folks like us shooting the shizam while we play some board games, definitely check us out on Saturdays. Tomorrow, in fact, is a Magic the Gathering Commander Roulette. So if you enjoy D&D, there's a pretty good overlap in the Venn diagram between people who like D&D and the people who like Magic. That's why they made a D&D Magic book. So if you enjoy Magic, definitely check out tomorrow at noon, Australian Western Standard Time. That is when we will have the Commander Roulette stream. I won't be there personally, but I'm pretty sure that Chris and Reese...
Yeah, we'll both
Reese,
be there.
Tom, and Billy?
And Billy.
And Billy, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You guys were pretty bummed to miss out, right? Right, Kye?
Yeah.
I have opinions.
You know what, Lachlan?
You know what? I
Pokemon
said in
again.
chat, I was like, hook me up for the next one, boys. I'm back on for some Magic. And then it was like, it's like, the next one is the Australian Grand Final. The one after that, boys.
I have opinions on Magic. I love playing Magic. Everything else about Magic I don't like. If you want to see me blow up about it, watch any of the Magic streams where I have played on YouTube, because I always get...
Oh.
But
When is an instant, not an
I
instant?
always get worked
Kye,
up.
just a quick question. Have you ever heard of the stack?
I'm not getting into
Kye,
it
do you
right
know
now.
how Trample works? Or rather,
the week after that,
not
I will
Trample?
be at the studio with, I think it's Lachlan, Sean, and Tom playing Arc Nova, which
yes.
I'm pretty keen for as well. So tomorrow will be Magic the Gathering, and then the week after that will be like a board game. So that's our bread and
Proper
butter.
board game.
if you're
a
into that.
Super intense board game.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen because it's gotten some pretty good hype. But if you guys want to watch some board game content in the meantime, again, our YouTube has got pretty much all of our previous streams sort of cut down, edited, uploaded on there in how to play, a let's play, and then like a review format. So if you only want to watch us review a board game, you can just watch that. If you want to watch us do the whole playthrough thing, etc., etc. I hope you guys
we
check out
have
any bits and bobs.
almost 5 years worth of content.
Yeah, it's a
so,
lot.
yeah,
We've been doing this for a while.
yeah, almost 5 years.
Yeah.
So,
Crazy.
yeah, you
If
can see
you're
us age horribly.
like fine wines, surely.
Fine
Come
wine.
on, we've all improved with age.
When I started, I didn't have hair.
It's true.
When I started, I had hair.
The hair ratio, the amount of hair has stayed the same. It's just the distribution has changed
Yeah.
wildly
More out the
over
bottom
the
of the
years.
face.
We got members, we lost members, members were bald. It was
Yeah.
just a time.
It's been a time. So feel free to pick
Kye
and
wasn't
choose.
even an OG.
I certainly wouldn't expect anybody to watch everything from start to finish unless you are extremely dedicated. But jump around. There's board games. There's more role-playing games. There is the backlog of Rolands Landing Polis Defence if you want to get caught up before next week. But there is also an Avatar: The Last Airbender one-shot that we played that I DM'd, and that was a lot of fun.
Super fun.
We played that while it was still on Kickstarter.
There's
Which reminds me, my copy should be coming at some point. I have the digital version, like the digital PDF of the Avatar. So we'll definitely have to do another one when
what were you saying,
it
mate?
arrives.
Oh, Alia, no.
I was just saying, like, I hosted a one-shot where I was the DM once.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
I
And
don't...
it degenerated very quickly.
No, yeah.
Chris has run a
good.
couple of one-shots as well. So there is some more tabletop content on our channel as well, if that's what you are after. Frogger, yes, the official Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG. So that was a one-shot. So if you want to watch that, it's on our channel. I actually DM'd that one as well, and that was a huge amount of fun. We played that in person in the studio. So if you want to see what the studio looks like, that's also a great video. That was slightly before its last remodel, but it's pretty close to what it looks like now. So that's a pretty great one if you want to watch us play some more tabletop games. That was really fun because, I mean, let's face it, Avatar is an awesome universe to play around in. And I had a great old time.
Just so diverse.
Reese is... What's wrong, Reese? Are you done?
I don't like Avatar.
Hey, that's... Look, honestly,
Get out.
that's okay.
Sacrilege.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Rachel.
Nice jazz up, Fergie.
Unsued.
Look, thank you guys. Like I say every week, we be playing D&D one way or the other. The fact that you guys take the time to watch us and hang out means a lot. It means we're doing something right, and I'm just tickled that other people get as much fun out of this as we do. So thank you so much for your time. That's the most important thing you can give us. Those that subbed, followed, biddies, that extra support just means a huge amount. Thank you so much. We love it.
It all goes towards the Nerds of the West boat.
I'm on a boat.
Just $10 million to go.
I do mention this quite a lot. It is a little surreal that there are people out there on the internet that just want to watch us goof around on the internet. Especially considering it's like the disappointment of our parents is something that people want to see. Like, it's just the kind of thing where I know that when I say, yeah, I stream on Twitch, all of my family members go, oh.
But
Oh, yeah.
they're all
Do you make any-
boomers.
do you make
back
any
then,
money
not young
from it?
like us.
Yeah.
Well, no, we don't really make any money because it all just goes back into the channel so that we can keep growing and developing. Oh.
Dude, my birthday this year, I had to explain to my parents that magic cards were not physically a deck of cards that a magician at a children's birthday party would use. They're like, oh, what do you want those for? And I'm like, don't worry, just give me money and I'll buy them.
That's excellent. That's amazing.
So, yeah, it's just having people in chat hanging out with us, being like, we love seeing you guys do what you do. It's very humbling. It's very lovely to see.
Yeah. It adds an extra dynamic as well. I know that we don't talk to you guys directly while we're playing just to keep things moving, but I promise you I'm reading the chat as we do, and it adds an extra level. You guys in chat sometimes catch like little jokes and things or references or hints that the players don't necessarily in the thick of it, so I enjoy seeing that as well. There is one reference that I've squeezed in that no one's gotten yet, and it's kind of obscure, so I'm not really surprised, but we'll see. Maybe by the end someone will have worked it out.
My
It's
parents.
bunny snag, right?
My parents suggested I should be a hot tub streamer. My dad was like, "Do you see? I saw a news article about the Twitch books. This is how my dad
The
talks, by the way.
Twitches, yeah.
On the
Wait, is he
Twitches,
Gerald?
apparently you can sit in a bikini and sit in a hot tub and people
Yeah.
give you money.
And sell bath
maybe
water.
you and the nerds need to get a hot tub. I'm like, yeah, Dad.
My dad wants.
I still
My
reckon we
dad
should.
has on.
Sorry.
Oh, I was
No,
I
go.
was just gonna say, my dad has on several occasions told me I should become a game developer because I spend so much time playing games.
Yeah. I mean, I drive a lot. I probably couldn't become an auto mechanic.
Yeah, well, that's like saying you should be a carpenter
Or an
because you sit
engineer.
at the dining table. It's not the same thing.
I still reckon we should get like.
I mean,
a
I'm
little
eating
inflatable
Chinese
pool.
food for dinner. Does this mean that I can now cook Chinese food perfectly?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, the day that we're
Oh.
operating out of our like next studio.
Oh, thank you, Kerr, for the hot
And-
tub money.
Bitch.
Oh, hot
We have to
tub
earmark
money.
that, Tom.
Hot
Tom,
tub
if,
money.
if you're watching that, those biddies have to go to the hot tub fund. It's been earmarked. We can't spend it on
Yeah.
anything else. No
No other
memory
expenditures.
cards. No bills. No nothing. All right.
Well,
That's
that's
hot
the thing,
tub
right?
money.
So subs go towards the boat.
That
Bits go
goes
towards the hot
to
tub.
The hot tub.
on the boat.
Hot tub on the boat, bro.
Oh man,
Amazing.
that's funny. Thank you very much. I don't think I've got much else to say other than thank you all once again. Please join us next Friday for our next session. We've got plenty of time to do a little bit catch up if you want, but I'm pretty excited to keep plugging along through this story. It's taken a little bit longer for us to get to where we are than I expected, but that's always the way with D&D. It always either goes way faster or way slower than you expected. I said to the guys today, I was like, I feel underprepared today. I don't know if we're gonna have to cut it short. Like, I still have some stuff to do for like the next bit, but they just coasted along,
went and-
did their thing.
Yeah, we went
And
and,
it was
found
fine.
Belle
Underestimated.
Delphine, the
Dude.
bathtub streamer.
That's definitely not where I was going with that. I don't know where you
Yeah,
guys got that from.
The second you said Grandma Delphine, the second that
And there was
Corporal
Bella.
Arnold was
Belle.
no, you were like Grandma Belle.
Bella.
Corporal Arnold was all like, I don't see her that much, but maybe. And then it was like love potions and lust potions. I was like, we're buying bathwater. That's
Yeah.
exactly what's
I
happening.
mean, hey,
In universe, that's what a healing.
you
potion
have definitely read that in yourself. That was not my intention.
Well, you should have named her Belle.
I thought Bella was a nice enough name, and I thought a cowbell was quirky for a witch to have on her door. That's all it was. Jazael, welcome from France. Thank you for joining us. We're right at the tail end of our stream. We're in Western Australia, so like totally opposite sides of the globe.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. It's not.
I mean, look,
really opposite.
pretty far.
Sorry.
It's far.
It's very far. I'm not
like-
denying that, but it's not opposite.
Geek from the baguette.
Yeah, America is our opposite.
We're cryptids.
Yep.
Jeez.
Alrighty.
All right, I'm going to find us someone to raid. Would someone like to go through the schedule for the week?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Don't everyone put your hands up at
I
once.
did the nerd speech. I did the nerd speech. You can do the schedule.
Yeah, fair.
Alright, so as Kai mentioned, tomorrow is Magic in the studio.
Woo!
It's gonna be good. We all play Commander, so Commander's pretty sick. Also, if you have a Commander deck, tell us about your deck in our Discord. Check out our Discord, that's where you can talk to us. We're really bad at responding, we're trying to get better, I swear. I swear.
I'm also going to quickly interrupt. Tom has actually done a roulette reveal for the decks that are being played tomorrow. It has been posted on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook.
Watch that,
So
yeah.
please check it out because he was up very late making it.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's pretty rad. And I'm not gonna lie.
It's
and I watched
pretty
it, and he's like this, and I'm like, I don't know who that character is. And this, I'm like, I don't know who that character is. But everyone who plays Magic will.
I watched it about 3 times today, and that's the most I've ever watched Tom stuff. So, so that's tomorrow.
Wow.
And then Tuesday, Beck is back, provided she's not dying as she was this week.
If anyone was wondering, earlier this week, my tonsils were made of forks. Mini forks, just the prongs, and it felt like I was swallowing forks for about 3 days straight. Even
Should have
today,
made them as spoons.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I
not
should
what
have
you
made
want.
them-
Tonsils.
I should have
You should
been
have had spoons
spoons.
instead.
I should have been a spoon.
Spoon
Anyway.
dragons.
Even now, it's not fantastic, but it's a lot better than it was. So, hence Friday. But on Tuesday, I completely forgot to stream. Like,
So, Beck should be back Tuesday with more Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I'm still trying to play through that.
Yeah, fair enough. And then on Wednesday, it's Stardew Week next week. So me and Beck are back with Stardew Valley, provided she doesn't have forks in her throat. And
I'll
then
be fine.
Thursday, I'm back with my solo stream. I haven't figured out what I'm doing yet.
Do you want to keep playing Resident Evil 2?
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest.
You've done mansions, you've done yachts.
We did the
Dude.
special pass,
Dude.
which I don't think I'll ever do again.
Apocalypse,
That went
apocalypse
downhill
bunkers.
fast.
Doomsday bunkers.
Apocalypse bunkers.
Doomsday
Alright.
bunkers. Oh my god.
Reese's-
Reese's streams, if you've not caught on before, are a great time. Occasionally, it's spooky video games, which is fun. But also sometimes it's we watch people tour mansions and talk smack about their mansions, or watch old movie trailers together. It's a great time.
Oh,
Yeah,
I haven't. Maybe next week's the trailer stream. I haven't done another trailer stream for a while, so
If,
those are great fun.
if the toilet isn't in a shame closet, we don't want it.
No. Why shit in a glass case where everyone can see you? Are you in display? What? Are you trying to display your shit? You're not fancy, alright? I paid $35 million for a mansion. I expect 4 walls for my poop closet, alright?
Dude, how did
Reese
this
is
session
passionate
end
about
in
this.
poops just like we did last session?
Look, we're not going down that road again. Have you guys?
Send us
Have you
off.
guys got any suggestions before I send us over to Welshie while he's playing Cult of the Lamb? Because I still haven't checked out that game and I want to see it.
Nah, Welshie's good people because he's also
Yeah,
from
well, she's
WA.
good people.
Welshie is a fellow streamer from Perth, Western Australia. So if you are on the Perth love train, give Welshie some love. I will kick that off for us now. What else is there to say? Thank you once again for the 10th time for hanging out. Love meeting new faces in chat. If you haven't yet, jump in the Discord because that's where we hang out. Like Reese said, we're trying to get more proactive on that. And I'm gonna post.
Nothing against you guys. I'm just antisocial.
Yeah, I'm gonna post a picture of my dog when I'm done. So if you want to see a picture of my dog, you gotta come join the Discord. That's just it's just
You have to use the
it's-
hash.
She's a really cute dog.
trade proposal. You join our Discord and you receive pictures of my dog. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. All right, guys. Final words.
May need to make like a pets channel.
It's true.
Guys,
Be called
thank you.
pet tax.
Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out once again, everyone. I think everyone's already said it, but thank you so much for your support. Whether it is money or whether it's just hanging out and watching us for 5 minutes, 5 hours, whatever. Thank you so much. And stay safe.
All right, that's it for us tonight. Good night, everybody. Love you loads. Take care, and we will see you
Good night.
next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Dr. Nick.
I love it.